If you have anyone, if you know anyone who has just graduated from high school, tell them that every Saturday we'll be giving out to universities in the US that will be waiving the application fee. So as you know, they prepare to apply to the local institutions, UCC, Tech, Legon, and all that. They can also be applying to these institutions, for free as well. So every Saturday I'll be telling you about a university in the US that is waiving an application fee. So today I'm sharing about 2 to 3 of them. So get ready, take a pen and a paper, be writing them down so that after we finish with the podcast, you can quickly apply for them. Let's start with this university. It's called the University of Northern Colorado. Colorado is a very beautiful state. From Utah, you go to Colorado. So I was driving from Arizona through Utah to Colorado. You move to Iowa, stuff like that. So this is a good university to apply to. However, this is how it works. So they have the UNC free application period. So they waive the application fee on October 1st, December 1st, February 1st, and April 1st. So if you're watching this video now, it means that the October 1st and December 1st deadline is already passed. The good thing is that you still have an opportunity to apply by February 1st and then April 1st to get the $50 application fee waived. So you can start your application now, and this is for undergraduate applications. You can start. So if you have a high school, you just graduated from your WASI, don't worry about your D7, E8, F9, whatever. This is a free school that you can apply to. Get your transcript, recommendation letters from your high school, and then your WASI results. Then you can apply to this university. Is located in a state called Colorado. The city is called Greenlee, and then you can apply for free. They have a lot of programs, and I'm going to walk you through some of the programs that you can apply for free. So there is aerospace studies. They have analytical chemistry. There's art design, Asian studies. There is biological sciences, business administration. There's also climate science, communication, computer science, early childhood education, elementary education, English. So there's a lot of programs: geography, history, health sciences, legal studies, media studies. So most of the programs you might be interested in is here. The most important thing is that you can apply for free, and you can start the application now, and by February 1st you can submit it. So even if you don't have your documents right now, no problem. Start the application, create the account. Whilst you complete, you can wake up today, write your name, log out. Tomorrow come and write your date of birth, then you log out. The next day go and write your address. Then you can be uploading the document one after the other. By February 1st you'll be able to submit it. And when you're applying for this, it means that you are targeting the fall semester 2026, depending on what time you're watching this video. Now let's give you another one. There's another amazing school which is waiving the application fee for graduate students. And this university is located in a city, in a state called Michigan. I'm sure you might have heard about Detroit. Detroit is the capital of Michigan, right? Is it? Okay. So Detroit is in Michigan, and they have a lot of master's and PhD programs. Guess what? You can also apply for free. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can go about it. These are all the programs they have. It's a lot. There are a lot of master's degrees, PhD programs. So there's computer science, they have artificial intelligence, engineering technology, geographic information sciences, journalism, kinesiology. There's a lot of programs over here. The name of the university is called Wayne State University. So Wayne is Wayne, then State University is located in a state called Michigan. Let me show you how you could apply for free. So when you visit the graduate school's website, this is what they are saying. So the graduate school's website indicates that the application fee has been waived for winter 2026, which is spring 2026, and there's spring 2026, summer 2026, and fall 2026 semesters. So if you're applying for the spring semester, the fall semester 2026, the application fee is waived for Wayne State University. Click on the like button, click on the share button, be part of the conversation. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. The name is The Fred Effect. We do this and every Saturday, where we bring individuals who have been through the process. We have also gone through the process. However, we bring other people on who come to share their experience, their journey, the schools they apply to, which scholarships they are on, what grades they had to apply, how much they spend on the process, so that you can learn from it and be able to um also work on your process. So today, if you are just joining, just shared the application fee waivers for Wayne State University, located in Detroit, Michigan, and then there's also UNC, which is University of Northern Colorado. The city is called Greenlee, and that is for undergrad. My guest, um, Ben is always my co-host, and then I have Miss Hetty, the beautiful Miss Hetty as well. Ben, how is the UK? How are you doing?
Yeah, by His grace, everything is fine at the moment. Thank you. What about you?
Yeah, I'm okay. It just snowed recently, so yeah, today was like -1 or something, and I decided to go for a walk. Look at the boy going for a walk in snow. You understand? So, Miss Hetty, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's also very cold here. It's not really snowing, so I'm thankful to.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I used to not like the cold, but it's sometimes beautiful, especially when it snows.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
it's
nice when
it's
you're
it's way.
driving and then there's the trees are white and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It looks beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, and you can make like their weather conditions are extreme, but you can make something good out of every situation. So
hmm
when it is summer, great. When it is winter, it's beautiful everywhere. When I like fall time where the trees are very beautiful, flowers and all that. Anyway, so we are still waiting for our guest, but if you do have questions for us, you can pop in. Please just type it in the comment section, or you can also request and join us live if you do have questions, and then we'll be responding to them. Um, Miss Hetty, talk to us about your YouTube channel, because this is the first time somebody's seeing. Talk to us about your YouTube channel as well.
Oh, okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Hetty. My YouTube channel is also called Miss Hetty MS, and then Hetty. My YouTube channel basically shares my experience as an international student, how I started, how I went through the process, the do's and don'ts that I had to apply to getting here. Eventually, landed a full scholarship to study a program of my choice, and basically my life here so far as an international student. So yeah, that's what my YouTube channel is about.
Right. So we'll be responding to some questions. Ben is in the UK. Um, he also studied in India and currently studying in the UK as well. Ben, for people who are seeing you for the first time, you've been on the podcast for almost God knows how long, but if somebody's seeing you for the first time, any introductions?
Oh, the name is simple, just Ben, and as you said, I'm not studying. I'm done. I'm just
Okay,
waiting for my graduation,
I see.
which is coming off this 18th of December. So, by the grace of God, I have two masters, one in public administration and then one in public policy. So we are coming back. We are coming back to Africa to make changes. So people shouldn't worry, cry.
Awesome. So we'll be picking some questions. PK, you have a question for us on TikTok. What's your question? Yeah, go ahead. PK, please go ahead. Okay. I think I lost him. All right. Is it water? Lawson. Okay, Lawson, please go on. Okay. Unfortunately, your connection is not stable. Like I'm finding it difficult hearing you. If you could, if you are using a headset, it's not helping. If you could take that out. Yeah. Yeah, this is better. Please go on. Right.
I applied to some schools in the US to do my PhD in special education. Prior to my application, I think my background is quite strong. That is to say, my experience, because I've been into teaching, a prison officer, and here too I work as a care support worker and nursery practitioner. So, doing masters in special and inclusive education, going into special education, PhD seems to be a stronger this thing for me. Along the line, I was not aware of certain clauses in the UK system. So I was having one module to complete my master's here in the UK. Then I failed a module and I have to withdraw from the course. I don't know how this is going, though I'm taking the initiative to address this to all the schools, because some of them only need bachelors for the application. So I address this to all the schools. So I want to know if this is going to affect me in any way.
Okay, so you mean that your transcript contains some courses that you had to reset, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not allowed to resit again because I've exhausted the attempt, and for that matter, it was a core model. Okay. So I have to withdraw from the course.
Okay, so just like you mentioned, there are some programs that you can directly apply with your bachelor's degree, which you wouldn't need the master's. And also, if you want to get a second master's as an option or a backup plan, I think that would be a good idea as well.
Currently, I want to, this is something I want you to clarify for me. Mm-hmm. There was this school that I applied to, and currently I saw that I have all my details on their Atlas portal, which said computer access approved. See I-20 generated, but the I-20 has wrong date. And I see service, my current address and everything there. Does that necessary? Though I have not received official formal letter yet. So I want to know if that means that I've been admitted.
That is not enough information for me to say yes or no. Which university are you talking about?
It's Indiana University.
Is it are you Bloomington or are you?
Yeah, Bloomington.
Okay, so you need to have an admission. Like what happens with that school is that immediately you apply, the international office will start emailing you for passport and other things to continue the process. So you need to make sure that you have received admission, because that does not mean that an I-20 has been issued yet. All right. Let's talk to another person. We had Dawson on, but I think he's gone. All right. Let's see if you can also request to join if you have some questions for us about your application process. Our guest will join us very soon, and we start. If you just came in, we shared the application fee waivers for two university, University of Northern Colorado, and then Wayne State University in Michigan. So you can rewatch the video so that you get that. And we'll be doing this every weekend. So for those who have your high school results ready, whatever results you had, don't be disappointed in yourself. There are schools you can apply for that will be sharing application fee waivers every week if you are supposed to join us. Ben, you want to comment?
Yeah, so just as you are saying, I think just to add to what you are saying, one other thing that some of us we don't know is that, you see, out here, it's not just really about, let's say, continuation of what you have done. So for instance, if maybe your bachelor's is in education, then it means that you have to continue with education, a master's in education, PhD in education. No. And so and also, like, let's say if maybe you did business at your bachelor's or senior high school, it doesn't mean that you have to continue. They understand that along the line, you can make wrong choices or wrong decisions, or based on the situation, you can choose wrong courses. No problem. That's why they give you the opportunity to write statement of purpose or personal statement, or like they don't just take the decision based on your transcripts. You submit your CV and other things. So they look at all these things to take a decision. So please, my advice for you is that don't don't give up, or don't be tense out when maybe you realize that what you hold now or your background at the moment is not really good. Like you don't have the good grades, or you think that maybe you did education and now you don't see top, so that is the end of your life. No, that is not the system out here. The system out here has been designed in such a way that they allow you to become whom you want to become. It even surprises you that in the middle of your program, if you still have a different like passion, the system is flexible in such a way that you can switch. So please don't let this your initial background decide your life. Try and then understand how the process works, and based on your passion, just feed it into your application, and you'll be able to move. It even surprises you, you can move from business to engineer to an engineering program. That is, if that is where your passion is. So don't give up on yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. Just understand how the things are being run. And then, of course, the Freddy Fair team is available 24/7. Let us understand your need, and we'll be able to give you the appropriate guidance so that you'll be successful throughout these studies. It is our hope that as many as you want to study in any different country or in abroad, like, we should be able to assist you. That is our passion and that is our motive. Because if you can study outside for free, then why should we sit on the strategies and the tricks that you may need? We will never do that as a team. So let us know your situation, let us know your problem. If it is very critical, try as much as possible to schedule the one-on-one conversation. You have time. Even if we have to take you through the mentorship program, you have time, guide you through, so that you become successful with your study abroad journey.
Mr. I'm curious, what did you study at high school?
I studied general arts.
And then you move on to study what at the university?
I studied general arts, and then I went to do business for 1 year.
Okay.
And then I went to study public relations.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And from public relations, you got masters in communication.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I see. Yeah. And what I love what Ben is saying, because you know, somebody does like maybe home economics, and she doesn't think that maybe she can switch to a different field. You know, if you studied general arts, maybe you did CRSP, you can't come and study PE abroad. You understand? So you can move to computer science if that's what you want. They give you the flexibility to choose whatever program you want. Unlike, you know, I didn't do science at the high school, so I can't study medicine. It's not done. You can switch to any field you want to. I don't know if Message you want to come in, but we pick some questions. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to add on a bit, I mean, to what Ben said and what you just said, actually. I think one major thing that I always say, and I think Fred makes this very loud and clear, is for you to embark on this journey, you need to research, because regardless of your background, you can get into certain fields. Even in communication, there were people who came to do the program not from a communication background. People came from tourism, hotel management. It's, for instance, communication is a program that it's important in every field. So regardless of your background, you can still get into communication. It's just how best you're able to write your statements of purpose, just like what Ben said. And the most important thing is you need to ask questions. Like, don't feel that somebody's experience, because they might have your same background, it didn't work for them, means that it's also not going to work for you. Like, as much as possible, utilize the resources that you can, and don't limit yourself because you feel like your background is not going to get you into certain programs or spaces, but rather reach out to whoever you need to reach out to for mentorship or for guidance. And if it's the department that you can reach out to as well, ask questions like, this is my background, this is my transcript, I want to know if I can apply into this program, or I'm a good fit, or I'm a good candidate. The worst you can get is not a response or a no, and it doesn't end there. You can always look out for other avenues and alternatives to still go ahead and pursue your study abroad dreams. So don't feel limited or boxed in whatever background that you're in. I know somebody with a communications background who's currently reading project management. I also know somebody with actually a medicine background, and that person is currently doing data analytics. I was so shocked because I never thought it would be possible, because some of us have been preconditioned to have the mindset that, oh, once you get into science you have to do medicine, you have to go all the way and become a doctor. No, but you can get into computer science, you can get into data analytics, you can get into accounting. There are so many fields you can get into with your background. The most important thing is, if you're writing a statement of purpose, which is required particularly for like grad school, just make sure that you leverage your expertise and how the course you're going to take tallies into your background, and how you're going to blend both to, at the end of the day, achieve your goal. So don't box yourself up in that cage. Like 2026, that mindset should change. You should embark and strive for greatness. Yeah.
That's the ever Miss Hetty, very intelligent lady. I admire her a lot. So one of the things I love is when it's graduation time. So December will be graduation for people, May will be graduation for people, and people are able to invite their parents to come for graduation. So if you're a parent and you're listening to me, maybe I will point out the bit to about America and say Obama abe study America. And I say, or graduate here, or we invite them over. Shout out to all the parents who are criticizing their kids for having D7, E8. Umana na bit more about America. Perfectionist, please go on with your question.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is out of what we are doing here, but I would like to ask that before I go to my main question.
Right.
So my daughter is an American with American citizenship,
Mhm.
and she's just 6 years. So is there a way I can pass through her to the US? Is there a way, can I apply for a school for her or anything?
Can you apply for a school for her?
Yes.
She's already in Ghana.
Yeah, she's in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
She has American
Oh,
passport.
then she doesn't need to go through the international student route. So you just have to apply to school, and then she can come. Or she can come and then work on the application, because the processes differ from when you are applying as an international student. So you can apply for maybe a visitor's visa, or any other category of visa, then you can come with her.
Okay, so one question. I started filling the forms on the Common App,
right?
And they said I should give transcripts on grade 9. So I'm asking, is it JHS transcript or?
Okay, so over here, that's a good question. So Miss Etty, grade 9 will be what? Because I know 12 will be like high school. So grade 9 to 9 to 12 is senior high school. So that's it.
Senior high.
Yeah. So grade 9 is high school.
Senior high is 3 years old.
What?
So
you see, they have what we call the K-12 system. So if you are at grade 9, 10, 11, 12, so I think it starts from 9 to 12 is the high school. I don't know if you get it.
12 is senior high. So the 9 is JHS.
Yeah, so that is high school.
before my diploma.
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. So you are applying for school for yourself or for your kid? Okay, she's gone. Abena, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well, and you?
Yeah, Abena, go ahead with your question.
Okay. So, I also have a bachelor's degree in agribusiness.
Mm-hmm.
I started the process, I think, 2 years ago. So last year, fortunately, I was able to get some admissions. I was actually focusing on Canada, and I got some admissions and partial entrance scholarship,
Right.
put it that way. But unfortunately, I couldn't make it through because of the visa processes.
Right.
Yeah, so this year I actually wanted to consider the US and see, but it looks like most of this.
You don't consider US. US na ya brutri no. US they don't consider. Okay, so consider US. They say what the US have to do for me. Abna abotro. US they don't consider because who apply to US. What they say.
Apply to few schools.
Right.
I got 2 schools, but the one that gave me the funding was very small.
Yeah, Abna, what happens is that the US schools, you can know whether they are going to give you funding or not before you apply, right? So the question is that did you talk to somebody in there, ask about the admission, ask whether they give scholarships before applying. If you didn't do that,
Yes.
that's when it ends up with, you getting the admission without the funding.
Yes, I did that because I've not been on your live before, but I've really been following you.
Okay.
So I did that. Yeah. I've forgotten this one of the school. Even the professor told me that, like, looking at my credentials, it's good. So I should go ahead and apply and they are funded. But unfortunately, after applying, I didn't even get even a single.
So what happens is that not all the admission letters will come with a funding on it. So sometimes you have to do something extra. So for example, once you get the admission, you email the same professor you said you talked to, and then ask that, okay, you are grateful for being considered for the admission. So will the admission automatically come with a scholarship? If so, when should you wait for that scholarship letter? If it doesn't come with automatic scholarship, what is the link or what is the application document to apply separately for the scholarships? You understand? So not all the letters are automatically going to come with a scholarship. You may have to take a second step. So for example, my first university that I came to, the scholarship letter was part of the admission letter. My second university, after getting the admission, it took like a month before my scholarship letter came. Do you get it? But I had to do an interview and all that extra. So when you have the admission, that is the first step. You need to speak with somebody and get to know that is there a separate application process for the scholarship. So if the document does not contain the scholarship information, that is not the end of it.
So my whole is I'm a bit confused.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just thinking that maybe my program is the reason I'm not getting.
What program have you been applying for?
I did agri, so I've been applying for agri-related programs.
Okay, so the first thing is that we first of all have to figure out if the department will offer you the scholarship. If you gain the admission, don't just sit down waiting for anybody to get in touch with you. Rather talk to the department head, ask if you have to submit a separate application or the scholarship would have to be an interview form, anything like that. Then you can move on.
Fred, can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think she said she's applying for agric related courses, right?
Right, yeah.
I think she could also check Southern Illinois University Carbondale. I know they have just a few people in that program, so they have like scholarship available. And then also Louisiana State University.
Okay.
So I have, yeah.
Did you get it?
GRE.
So that's not a problem. You see, Abena, you can't say complaining, you be complaining the whole deal. So if they you see GRE on the website, there's a way to go about it. Like I said, email the coordinator. No, what church in Museo. mini GRE no. Now still na make me apply and so there are two things. They could say yes or no. But so who GRE no website, so now my non kwabu abemsa will apply there, then you are never going to make a progress.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always communication. A therapy application, no deadline HM. If you talk to somebody that na me train be binti na me apply madaroma, even though say me who said no me apply na, there's a possibility they could say yes. Let's stop complaining and let's look for answers. You understand?
Yes.
All right, let's move on. Nice talking to you, Abena. So we move on to another person. Let's see. You can also request and join us live. As we wait for our guests, we can be responding to your questions. Ben, can we read some comments and over here and then start responding to them? Somebody is asking me to use English. Mr. Brofo, me a PhD new, Charlie. Obviously use English. All right, Jeff, I hear you. I'll be speaking English throughout. Let's see. Ben, let's go on with this. Your microphone is muted, Ben. Hello, Ben. Your microphone is muted.
Yeah. Oh, good evening, TFE. I'm from Ghana. I have bachelor's degree in accounting with CGPA of 4.2 for first class. Was a TA for NSS. I have 3 years professional experience. I want to study MED, Higher Education Administration Affairs in the USA. Can you please assist me? So the question is, what assistant?
Okay, so Darlington, you said that you have a bachelor's degree in accounting. Okay, that's nice. And then the CGPA is 4.2, first class. You said you was a TA doing your national service, and you want to. Oh, that's good. So what happens is that with accounting background, you need to figure out first if they are going to admit you having that background. So there are a lot of universities that already have that program. I can name a lot. Ohio University, Westchester University, Seton Hall University, um, um, Ohio State University. There's University of Michigan, Texas Christian University. There's a lot of them. If you check out University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa, they also have such a program as well. So you have to simply email them and then figure out Urban University in Urban, Alabama to have such a program. There's a lot of them. Florida International University, Festus is at UMass. There are a lot of them. So just email them so that they know that you have this background, and then you can ask whether you can go ahead and apply or not. All right. So this is Ben. This is another person. Kobe.
Okay, Kobe is saying that, please, what of using FIFA World Cup to come to the USA?
You have to
Need more
apply.
information, have appointment in 1st June.
You have to apply for a visitor visa. You said you have an appointment on 1st June already. So all you need to do is to be able to make sure that you qualify for the category of visa you're applying for. And you build your case very well. If you do not have somebody to go through your DS-160 for you, please get somebody to do that so that there are no mistakes in that. I don't think that should be a problem at all.
Yeah, Fred, and also say that I think they should read a lot about the information concerning the World Cup, because they are bringing like some policies and some things that help with the whole visa process as well. So you might want to make sure to be up to date with that one as well.
Awesome. Yeah. The draw is in, and then I think Ghana has Panama, England, and
Croatia.
It's not an easy group at all. It is not, like, sometimes you feel like, okay, you are Ghanaian, so have hope and all that. But England, they are one of the favorites for the World Cup. So okay, let's see how it goes. We there here, we go watch some. So yeah. All right, let's talk to Dr. Sa. Hi, Dr. Sa, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Good evening, Mr. Fred.
Yeah. Doctor near then doctor. I need doctor now say. What doctor are you? And TikTok branding guano.
Hi, TikTok branding.
Young girl, Doctor Michi. TikTok Doctor Michi.
so we have to chance graduate and then any first time journey life.
Right.
And I may that's so we cannot be comment or say we apply for school by design for transcript.
Right.
It's maybe besides like me assisting like I apply we better inquire next in ever and I think I help with a link and I schools need to miss me
Yeah, sure. So yeah, started with document I was here. What may aquajo transcript, you know? And yeah, started with that. That's where we need to start from. So into ube here or high school results, no, you also need your high school transcript. So go to your high school and take that. You will need a recommendation letter. If you get 2 of them, that would be great. And then obviously you will need a passport. And finally, an English proficiency letter from your school. So all the documents that I just mentioned is only the passports that you wouldn't get it from your school. All the other documents, transcript, print it on WIEC website, the English proficiency, and the recommendation letters, you get all of them from your high school. So if you need help, there's a link in our TikTok bio. You click on it. Our team will be happy to support you. Let's talk to Selim. Selim, Amenube. Is it Amenube? You can unmute your microphone, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Selim.
Okay, so my name
Amenube or Amenube?
Amenube.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go, Selim.
Yes. So I have a niece that applied to a school in the US. So she has been given the admission all right, and then a partial scholarship. But now I just had the info 3 days ago, and then she was contemplating about how she'll be able to get how do we call it, bank statement. So I wanted to find out, say, if you have the admission and then maybe you have a partial scholarship or you have a full scholarship, do you still need to build your bank statement, or can you also let someone maybe use his or her bank statement to back you up?
You're asking 2 questions at the same time. You mentioned full scholarship, partial. Be specific. Let's answer your question.
Okay, so hers is partial scholarship, yes.
So what's the question?
But I just want to know. Yeah. So the question is it necessary for her, or is it part of the requirement for her to get a good bank statement?
Mr. T, you want to take this one?
Wait, I still didn't get it. What's the exact question? Because
it's confusing all of
yes,
us.
that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was trying to.
I will explain if you speak.
Okay, so the question is, my niece had a scholarship, a school in US to study nursing,
right?
And then a partial scholarship for that matter. So we wanted to find out if, with that, if we want to apply for the visa and all that, do we need a bank statement?
So first of all, congrats to your niece on the admission. And if everybody's niece has been able to get admission, you can also apply. So what happens is that to apply for a visa, you need an I-20, right? The I-20 document is what you need to even start a visa process. So you don't need a bank statement to apply for visa. However, you will need an I-20. How do you get an I-20? You should be able to prove to the school that if the cost of attendance is, for example, 1 cedi, and then the school has given you, let's say, 70 pesos, you should be able to produce a bank statement of 30 pesos to supplement that. You understand? So if they have taken care of all the 1 cedi, you may not need a financial statement. So because you would send that 30 pesos bank statement to the university for the I-20 to be released, when you're going for the visa interview, you need to take that bank statement along with it. So there is not the visa that is requiring bank statement, though. It is the school that is demanding the bank statement. And because you be applying for the visa, based on the school, when you're going for the interview, you should go with a bank statement.
Okay. And for myself, okay, now to myself, my personal one. Okay. Okay, so I have my first degree in IT, all right. But I've been I've been following you backstage and all that. And sometimes looking at some of the programs that are available, sometimes looking at some of the programs, for me, sometimes I get confused about it, because for instance, I want to go into either information technology, or I want to do master's information systems. But sometimes some of the schools, all I say is computer science, cyber security. So my question is, can I apply for those schools that are have either computer science or cyber security? I don't know whether they do major in the information technology or the information science systems. Yeah, so my question is, are there schools that are doing purely masters in either information technology or information systems?
Mrs. You want to come?
Okay, so two things. First of all, some of the schools don't name their programs exactly what you're expecting them to do. Okay. So what you can do is, and I'm glad that you asked if they major, what you can do is, if you find a school that's even saying cybersecurity, go to the websites, look at the department's specific websites. They give you an overview of the various aspects that they major in. If you find something there that tallies to what you have in mind, or it aligns with you, you can go ahead and apply. So it might be called cybersecurity, but they might have a course or a major in information system. It might also be called a master's in information systems, but might have cybersecurity underneath. So the first thing is for you to, when you find these schools that offer the kind of programs you're looking for, computer science, information systems, go through the department's website and then see the information there. That is like, I think that should be the first step for you. So don't just conclude that because I've typed information system and they are giving me computer science or cybersecurity, they don't have what I'm looking for. No. Look at the schools, go to their website, and then check out the information that they have there. Then you can make your decision from there.
Okay, great.
And before you go, let me share something with you real quick. There's a school that we just shared that is waiving application fee. If you go through their programs, they have some IT programs that you probably might be interested in. I'm going to share that with you quickly. So let's see, and this, so that other people can also learn from what we are doing as well. So if you scroll through, they have the data computing here, data science and business analytics. And then if you go to the C column, that is where you see the computer science. Okay, so they have the computer science, artificial intelligence, just like what Ms. Eti was saying, the computer technology. And then and so you would decide whether you would when you see computer science, just like Ms. Eti said, you need to go through their website. That is where they have a concentration in artificial intelligence. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. If you go to computer, they might have a concentration in that. We appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much, Selim.
All right, thank you.
Let's put another person on. Except maybe Ben wants to come in, but let's bring another person on. Let's see. Samuel. Hi, Samuel. How you doing? Hello, Samuel. Hi, Samuel. Okay, Samuel is not ready. Cynthia. Yeah, you need to speak up a little bit.
Hello, Fred. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I just have one question.
Okay, it's hard hearing you. Are you using a headset? Cynthia, are you using a headset? Okay, let's talk to. Oh, hi. Oh, how you doing?
Hello, please. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Claire. How you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, I'm answering this on behalf of my little sister.
Okay.
She has been giving admissions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all the scholarships are partial.
Okay.
So I was just asking if there's any way to change it to fully funded loan.
Okay, so
She's supposed to finish everything this month, but she'll be going, I think, January 20th.
All right. So is your sister applying for a bachelor's or a master's?
A bachelor.
And these institutions are in the US.
Yes, please.
Does she have an SAT scores?
Yes, please.
What was the scores
But
though?
she didn't use it.
What was the scores?
11.40.
Okay, not bad. However, you need to understand that not every university offers full scholarship for international students. So if she applied not knowing that they offer full scholarship, then it means that she accepted to be offered the partial scholarship she's getting. Because this information is clearly on the university's website even before you apply. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's not as if it's a try and error kind of thing that, my results are good. When I apply to any school, I'm going to get a scholarship. For some schools, they make it clear that we do not offer scholarships for international students. So when you are applying, be ready to be able to take this part of the cost of or the tuition or the cost of attendance. So if she applied to such institutions expecting to get them to pay for everything, it wouldn't work like that.
So there's nothing to do about it.
There's obviously something to do about it. So congrats on her admission. So she can email the admissions office and then share her SAT scores with them and then ask that, is there a way that as an international applicant, I can apply for additional scholarships in addition to what I have been given? And some schools, please pay attention to this one. Some schools have what we call the CSS profile. And then there's also International Student Financial Aid Application. So there are two things: CSS profile, International Student Aid Financial Aid Application. So if the school has any of these two, apart from the scholarship she has already gotten, she can apply for an extra scholarship to take care of the rest of the deficit. Am I making sense? How do you know whether the school has this? You need to ask them.
Okay.
All right. Right. Thank you for
sharing. I have another question.
Okay.
For myself.
Okay, so you came for your sister and yourself.
Yes.
Okay, go on. I'm listening.
Okay, I just finished my degree and I had a CGPA of 3.2.
Mm-hmm.
I did a social science economics major.
That means UCC, right?
Yes. Please.
Now what this shall answer Casford.
Let me SRC hall.
SRC hall. Oh, okay.
So I just want if you can recommend some programs and schools.
Oh, we will start with the document. You need to push your document together. And a one casano or the opposite your was way so you have what you want to be. And you mean I say we choose a program no more. Into one opposite your doctor, opposite your nurse, opposite your engineer, opposite your pilot, opposite room like and now come then opposite. It's based on the opposite way, Then what decide is okay. Me manage the program we any program we ni aboa mo find this school and my end dictate program ma on never say
okay.
Okay, all right, nice talking to you.
Much.
Yeah, let's see, our guest is ready. Let's talk to Matthew. Hi Matthew Asampa. Hello Matthew, you're not your microphone is muted. You have to unmute it. Looks like Matthew is a lab person view. Okay. Let's have our guest on and then we get started. Bro, you're welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you. We've been waiting for you. Where have you been?
Oh, I thought it was 1:30 Eastern time.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. Then my people miscommunicated. But no problem.
Oh,
We're glad.
sorry.
Like we thought we were going to start at 12:30 and all that. So we've been responding to people's questions. Now that you're here, let's get. So our guest is called Kwesi Live. What's your full name? What's your government name?
Government name is John Bosomtri Akwafo.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's some sort of Enmunyam DBO.
Yeah, I've been using it to scare the white people here that my name is after a leak, so you don't have to joke with me. Like if you Google the Bosomtri, that's me. So that's how I used to scare them a little bit, right?
Into brand in an Kwesi Live, right?
Yeah, I mean, at various stages in my life, there's a different name people call me with. Okay. So for my primary to JHS, people used to call me by my last name, Akwafo. So I'm call JHS now called Kwesi Life, and I said John, this is all Akwafo. And then high school, but then I think the university now they changed brand name in Kwesi Life.
Okay. Ben, let's get started. Let's get going.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, Kwesi, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah. So there's a quick one. Can you introduce yourself so that our viewers will know who you are?
Yeah, so my name, just like I mentioned, is John Omotumjiakwafo, but we are in the US. So I usually go by John Akwafo, but what people usually know me with is Kwesi Live. I'm currently pursuing my PhD in Media and Communications at Bowling Green State University. I did my master's here as well in public administration, and my undergrad was in political science and Russian at the University of Ghana. So um, give or take, I've been in higher education since 2016. I've only had 2 years break between that. Even one, I think, yeah, one was for year abroad studies in Russia, and the other one was for my national service. And then I've been in higher education since. So I think that's a little bit about me. Yeah, I've been here since 2022 August. Um, Graduated with my master's in public administration in 2024 spring. That was around April May, and then I started my PhD in the following fall, which was last year, 2024. So I'm currently almost done with my third semester in the PhD program.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So welcome to the biggest study abroad podcast with
Yeah,
a
I
Freddy
know that.
team. Yeah, so today I'm here with Miss Hetty. Do you know the Miss Hetty always confused me, but that one we talk about it later. You know this before. Miss the MS, it always confuses me, but we talk about it later. So
Yeah.
today I'm here with Miss Hetty, and you know our mission is simple, just for you to show us the way.
Yeah.
Yes. So from Ghana and then to US, now doing your after masters, you're doing your PhD. We know that you've gone through a lot and you know a lot of things. You know what the Fred effect is doing is that we are not interested in throwing eyes into the eyes, throwing dust into the eyes of our followers. So we want them to hear from the people's own mouth so that they can make the decision for themselves. And sometimes we think that there are a lot of things that you guys know that we don't know. You know, in education, you'll be told that no one is repository of knowledge. And that is the core principle of the Fred Effect team. So we believe that we don't know everything. We are not God. Therefore, we have to allow people like you with the in-depth knowledge, with your huge experience, so that you help some of us who are still in the northern part of Ghana, western part of Ghana, struggling. We don't have adequate information. You know the funny thing, people keep on frauding others. Those with the limited information, they keep on frauding others. So today, Miss Hetty and I will have to make sure that you give us one of the finest information so that our viewers can learn from it. So, Miss Hetty, Kwesi is live.
Oh my God.
That's a nice way.
That's true. Anyways, welcome to the Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect team. I think I know Kwesi Live from the mock sessions. So
Really?
because I also came around the same time we did. So I remember you very well.
Okay.
So it's good to have you here with us. So, anyways, we're going to kickstart the conversation. And just like Ben said, we basically want you to take us through your process, how you did it, and how somebody else watching you today can also equally do it by listening to you. So it's not like hearsay. So let's take it back a little bit. Okay, let's take you back. When you were giving your introduction, you said you did political science and you said Russian, right?
Yeah, Russian, yeah.
Russian language.
And then you came to do public admin, and right now you're doing media
and communication.
So it's a whole lot. So let's take you back a bit to 2022 when we used to do the 4 a.m. mock sessions. So let's take it back. And what made you want to start your study abroad journey in the US and not any other country?
So this is the crazy part, right? The US was never a part of my dreams to study abroad. I wanted to live here maybe in the longer period, but then it wasn't when I was thinking about studying abroad, US it wasn't part of it. One, mainly because of the GRE requirements, which I never wanted to do a GRE. I never had the time, the money, and the quantitative skills to do GRE. So it was never a part of my dreams. So it started before I came into the University of Ghana. I remember there was a MasterCard Foundation scholarship then that my brother showed me, but then it was so many things. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have any. I didn't even know that there were YouTube channels that I could watch to get the understanding. So I remember I made it through the University of British Columbia in Canada. I made it through to the interview stage, and that was it. I gave up. I never submitted my application fee and whatever. So I ended up at the University of Ghana doing political science and Russian. So what actually piqued my interest in wanting to pursue my master's or PhD abroad was when I went to Russia. Like the exposure that Russia gave me the test and the hunger to want to pursue my master's or PhD abroad. And so when I came back to Ghana from Russia, I was in the peak of COVID. So when I came back, I remember then the academic calendar was somehow rough. So we had like a period of, I think we came back to Ghana around August, and we had between August to January to prepare. So whilst I was home, I started doing my research. So that's when I started looking at schools and places to go to. So initially, there were two countries that I was looking at, Germany and Norway. UK was a bonus. USA was never in the conversation. Right. So I know UK, you could just apply online. There was no application fee. So there were times that the statement of purposes are used for my applications to Norway and Germany. I'll just, make some corrections and I'll submit. So I remember there was one day I sat down in like 2 hours and I applied to 10 schools in the UK, and I got admitted in one within an hour. Loughborough University. I got admitted there, like I got the admission within an hour, but we all know the UK, the fees and everything. And so um I forgot about that. So I was now focusing on Norway and Germany. And then there was also the blocked account issue where I had to submit money and like create a blocked account in both countries. I got admitted to many schools in both Norway and Germany. So I was still looking for the blocked account issue. And then I heard from my then roommate in the University of Ghana, Ruben. He is currently in Rhode Island. Um, I didn't even know he was in the US. You know how Ghanaians are with traveling and stuff like that. So it was just one day he texted me out of. I think he posted a picture of him in snow, like a snow. I was like, Ruben, when did you travel? I was like, oh yeah, I'm in the US. So then he was telling me that about the fact that he's in Bowling Green, and Bowling Green is it's a very nice place. The standard of living is low and whatever. And I was like, so how did you get there? Did you write the GRE? And he said, no, they've started waiving it because of COVID. I was like, are you serious? He said, yes. I was like, okay, then maybe I can also try the US. Okay, so for me, I only applied to two schools in the US because, as I said, it was not like something I was looking at. So I only applied to Bowling Green State University, which my friend recommended, and I also applied to the University of Minnesota Twin Cities because they also had a program in public policy that I was looking for. So those were the only two schools I applied to, and I got admitted to both of them. So it was down to who is going to give me the better funding to get in. And so I remember, and this is one advice I always give to people: like choose the school who chooses you. Don't go to the school that you choose, right? So I remember when I was sending emails back and forth, the graduate coordinator for the program at Bowling Green State University was very responsive. Like every single time, it was as if we were texting, because he was always responsive, giving me feedback on when funding will be released. But for Twin Cities, I used to hear from them once in a while, and it was always generic like emails. So that was what made me decide that okay, I'm going to come to Bowling Green. So um, I got it. I didn't get a full funding. They were going to pay for 6 out of 9 credit hours per semester for me, and then give me some grant assistantship, which was for me then it was okay. All right. So I started doing the process with them. I kind of forgot about Twin Cities for a bit, even though they gave me some funding, but I just didn't feel the vibe. Like I didn't feel like I would feel welcome when I go there based on the vibe that I was having with the department. So I decided to choose Bowling Green, and that's when it started. So that was how come I decided to come to the US. The Germany and Norway schools were still there, and I had to do the the difficult thing of sending like rejection emails back to them that unfortunately I'm not going to accept the offer, because I know Norway, for example, the program that I was accepted in was very competitive. I think they were admitting just 6 students, and I was one of them. So they needed me to let them know that I'm not coming so that they can give it to someone on the wait list. So I had to let them know that I was no more coming and that I'm pursuing the USA. So I gave up all those dreams and decided to just focus on the USA.
I see. It's interesting how, I mean, when I was also starting, the US was not part because the GRE was not something.
Yes.
But I literally registered for the class. I did 1 week, 2 weeks. When I saw the math, I said, Uncle, I would not
I
see
always
you.
I always knew that the math was going to be a problem for me. So I was like, no,
That's the
no.
thing. So I was also not looking at the US. So I was intrigued when you also said the same thing. Now let's dive in a little bit. So like you mentioned Bowling Green State University. Was that like the only school you applied to and got admission into?
Yeah, so for the US, it was just Bowling Green and University of Minnesota Twin Cities. I know there were some that I started, but I never finished it because
Okay.
of various reasons. Probably either they were demanding too much, like some of them demand that you do something with your transcript. I've even forgotten the name.
Evaluation.
Evaluation, $235, bro. I was doing national service then, and allowance were not even coming. And these things, I was mostly using my own income to do it. So I remember I had two friends here in the US who were very, very instrumental, and I always say thank you to them. They are my best friends. One of them helped me with the application fee for Bowling Green, the other helped me with the application fee for University of Minnesota Twin Cities, and they even contributed money to pay for my service fee because then like man was broke in Ghana. I didn't want to bother my family and everything because they were my family was like stay in Ghana and work for a while. I remember my brother was trying to do some connections in some of the companies for me. I was like, nah, I'm really done with Ghana. I don't want to stay in Ghana anymore. So I was like, it was more or less like you're on your own now. Because we say you stay and work, you say you don't want to work. So I was doing everything on my own then. And so it became just like a me versus me story. So it was my friends who were holding me down then. So I applied to Bowling Green, University of Minnesota Twin Cities, and all the other schools I started. I remember I did not finish. Eastern Michigan, Northeastern, Columbia, all those schools. I did not submit them. So I don't consider it as part of the schools I applied to.
Okay. So did you end up paying for application fee for these two, or like you had application fee waiver?
Okay, so Bowling Green don't offer fee waiver at all. So I paid, but I think for Twin Cities I got a fee waiver. Yeah, I think I got a fee waiver there. So my friend paid for Bowling Green, and I got a fee waiver for University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Yeah, so yeah, I only paid for Bowling Green.
Oh, okay. So wherever this your friend is, like shout outs to your friend because
Oh yeah,
it takes like good friends to actually, look out for you and want you to succeed to make this sacrifice. So wherever this friend is, special shout outs for making Kwesi Live come to the US.
they are my people. We are
That's
always in touch.
That's good. That's good. So, just a little bit more before, like, I have Ben also take over. I'm interested in the visa interview, or even before that. When you got
Yeah.
admission into your program, did it automatically come with funding, or you had to apply for funding outside your admission?
No, so for Bowling Green, when you're applying online, they have a box that you tick whether you want to be considered for graduate assistantship. So I just ticked that. So I didn't have to submit separate applications for graduate assistantship. So, but then they don't, for the program that I was doing, public administration, they don't give you the two letters at the same time. They release the admissions and then they do another round of meetings and then come out with the graduate assistantships. So I remember when I got admission, I was pretty happy. I was very happy. And then, because when you get the letter, you don't even take your time to read through everything. I just saw the admission. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to the US. Until I calmed down a little bit, I read it and I realized there was nothing about funding. They were not mentioning anything about funding. So I reached back out to the professor and I was like, oh, unfortunately, you are in the wait list for the funding, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. And a few hours later, he came. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I think I was trying to send a message to a different John that you've been awarded partial funding that will pay for 6 out of 9 credit hours of your tuition, and then half credit assistantship, right?" So for Bolingwe, what happens is that when you are giving the half, it means you're not getting the full amount, which is about 10,000, which I felt wasn't enough for me. So what the grant coordinator suggested was that I look for other funding places on campus. Some of them may give me full funding. So I applied to. So I remember I went to the website where they have the job listings. I sat down one day. I applied to every single position that I was qualified for. Every one of them that had a qualification that said they also want students from public administration department. I applied for every one of them. And so I think at a point I got a couple of interviews, and then I got accepted to be the GA for Asian Studies and International Studies. So I now got like full tuition and full stipend, and then the partial tuition. So I was able to use that too. So we'll go into. I know you want to ask questions about the interview, so we'll go into how that affected the interview later.
Okay, so now let's talk about the interview. Okay,
Yeah.
and all the sacrificing your sleep to prep for the interview sessions. Like, do you happen to remember the questions you were asked at the embassy, how that went for you, the whole embassy atmosphere in the first place? What time did you go? Are you part of the people go there at 5 a.m. when they have visa interviews? At me, I got there at 6. My interview was at 10, but I was there by 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So, like, just walk us through that process as well.
So I remember, just like you said, you came in the same year. So I remember there were a lot of groups. So at a point in some of the groups, we were like creating several subgroups for those who were going on this day, those who were going for that day. So I think mine was 22nd June. So there were a couple of guys that I was going with, and there was one guy. He's currently Adam. He's currently in Illinois. He was living in the same area. He was living at Medina, and I was also living at Medina Estate. So I remember he was like, "We have to get there early, oh, Charlie. Me, I don't want to go and join the blah blah blah." So it was like 5:30. We have to leave. So I woke up 5:30, prayed, did everything I'm supposed to do, and then booked an Uber from where I was, and then I picked him up, and then we came. So when we got there, we met the other guys who were also coming for the same day, and I still I'm in touch with one of the guys I went with, Gideon. He's at Ohio University, Gideon Asante. So he was coming to do history. He had PhD fully funded, so we knew that he was gone. There was another lady who was also going to, I think, John Hopkins or so, who was also going to do a PhD. So we knew these people were fully funded, and so they were done. Like they didn't have to really struggle. And that time there was a whiteboard man who wanted funding. Like if you have funding, you are good to go. These people were like, I want a whiteboard man because I have PhD. Yeah, I have PhD, I have full funding. But those of us who were like partial funding and stuff like that, were trying to. But they said there was this beautiful white woman who was also very patient and stuff like that. So we were trying to get her. So we
Yeah,
got
but there were
in
three: whiteboard man, a blackboard man,
the
and then
black man.
that beautiful.
Yes. So we got in there, and I remember that day, that interview day. I remember it very well. I remember Sarkodie and his wife and his child were there, medical. So the place was very crowded. Like people who have come for the interview were looking at medical, and yes, I was very patient in the line, trying for it to get to my turn. So when it got to my turn, I think that there were a lot. So they brought this new guy in who was like very young. So I know people were going. Gideon was ahead of me a little bit. The other guys were also there. So Gideon got his approval. I saw him, and then he was working. I was like, "Good luck." I was like, "Okay." I was very confident then because I was waking up 4 a.m. to do mock interviews. I had studied. I was very confident, and it got to my turn. I started speaking with the guy. He asked me, "Where are you going to in the US?" I answered. "What are you going to do?" I answered. and then he asked me about my travel history. So I think I've reflected on it for a very long time, and I'm very convinced that was where I goofed, because he asked me about my travel history, and then he was looking at my DS-160, and in my DS-160, when I came back from Russia, I had done an online course through my university, through the University of Ghana, with another university in, is it Croatia or so? So that was my DS-160 as one of my educational experiences, right? But I didn't say it was online. So Jacob man was looking at the thing, and I was also saying that, oh, I've only been to Russia. So he kept on asking, is that all your travel history? I said yes, because I know I've only traveled to Russia. Egypt was a layover, so I can't say Egypt. And then he typed everything, and I was like, I'm sorry, I cannot approve you to the other. It was crazy, and everybody behind me, because I remember I used to also do mock interviews, so there are some people behind me who knew me, and I was denied. I was like, wow, shocking. So I took my paper and I left, and then I went to meet Gideon and other guys. There was a guy, Adam, for example, went to Cote d'Ivoire. He was also fully funded PhD. He went to Cote d'Ivoire. He was denied. He came back to Ghana. He was denied on the same day that I was denied. So I took my L, went back home, went to sleep. I think it was the earliest day I had ever slept in my life. 12 p.m. Slept.
Were you able to find your way home?
I think Gideon was leading the way. Because Adam was his second rejection, so he was okay. He was very composed. But me, I was never expecting it. It was like, because it was a struggle to get an appointment date in the first place. So getting there, I knew that I had prepared, I had prayed, I had done everything. So this was going to be the time. I'm just coming back home with my visa, and it didn't happen that way. So I came back home, told my sister, told my brother. So now we're thinking of what to do. Do I go back to the Germany thing, or like should I still pursue the US? But then God being so good, I didn't have full funding, as I said. Like my tuition wasn't full. So I came back, I emailed my graduate coordinator in the office that gave me the full stipend at their GA, that this is what happened. I got denied, and I think at that time I thought it was because of my funding, because the deficit was around 16,000. So I thought it was because of the funding. So I told them it's because of the funding, and they were like, okay, they will see what they can do, right? So they said, okay, if I can get another appointment date, I should look for it. They will see, they are going to look at their budget and blah, blah, blah. I wasn't really hopeful, because these are Americans. If they say they don't have the money, they don't have money. But I remember then I still had my emergency appointment valid, right? So I went to buy a new MRV, and luckily for me, the emergency was still there. So whenever they release emergency date, I could see it. So that was how I got another date within 3 days. I got a new appointment date, and then I booked. So immediately I booked that. I think it was around 5 a.m. Around 8 a.m., I got an email from the department that I was going to GA for, that miraculously, whatever, they've been able to get more funding to cover the extra 3 credit hours. So now I'm going to be fully funded. It's like, thank God. So they sent me that email. I was like, okay, now I'm going to prepare. So I started preparing. And then unfortunately, the International Student Services here was not able to give me a new I-20 before my appointment day, which was two weeks after my rejection. Right, so I went to the interview again on a Friday. I got there. For whatever reason, the system was not working on that Friday. So I was inside the building in the line, but we had to come back home. They gave us a slip that we should come back the following Monday. And all this while, I was like, you know what? I'll just trust God. I think God is doing his own things, because why? Like, it's the US Embassy. And as at that time, I think they were trying to come back to the usual appointment and everything. So it was a big shocker that their DS-160 system was down on that Friday. So I went on the Monday, and guess what? I was in the line, and I met the whiteboard man. So
You are kidding.
I'm not kidding. I met the whiteboard man, and I don't have my I-20 with the full funding on. So how am I going to convince him that I'm fully funded, but it's not my I-20? So he took my passport. The first question he asked was, what did you go and do in Russia? In a very harsh and very like confrontational tone. I was like, bro, I just went to Russia for a year abroad studies. It was funded by the government. I didn't have to pay a dime. So that's what I went to do there. It's like, okay, how are you going to pay for your education in the US? So these are the two questions. So I started by saying, according to my new funding letter or the email I got from the school, I'm fully funded. I'm not going to pay any fees. I'm just going to take care of the extra fees. I was like, where is it? I can't see it on the I-20. So I just pushed the email. I printed it. I just pushed it to him. I was like, that's it. So that was the end of the interview. He asked me, is this legit? I said, yes. Are you sure? I said, yes. He said, okay. Then I'm going to give you this sheet. I want to go and verify with the school, and then you hear back from us. So he gave me the sheet that I'm on administrative review, and then I just went home. So at that time, I knew that I had succeeded because my thing was legit. I just came back home and I emailed the coordinators and everybody. I was like, hey, be expecting an email from the Ghana embassy trying to verify this funding and blah blah blah. So I think it also took around 2 weeks. And I remember I used to check the site religiously. And once the coordinator replied that he replied the US embassy, he told me that he has gotten the email and he has replied. So from then I started like preparing on my own, and then I saw that my case has moved from refused to administrative processing. The following day I saw issued. Like, finally. So it was a very long one. I think by the time it moved to refuse, it was around late July. I was supposed to be on campus by 16th August. So, bro, every money I had on me now had to go into my flight ticket, which was really expensive then. But I think at the end of the day, it was worth it. I'm here now. So
That's
Yeah.
true.
I've now understood the Kwesi life. Because he died though. The guy died and came back.
I came back to life.
So we thank God Kwesi is alive. Well, that's a touching story. I think I've been listening keenly. However, as usual, we just have to still tap into certain strategies.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, after moving to Russia, because you said that's where you got the passion to study outside. So what did you see?
So in Russia, there were two or three. Let me just mention them. I don't know whether there will be two or three, but I saw one, the difference in the education system, which is, I'm not trying to downplay the Canadian education system. The experience in Ghana helped me a lot. It was really, really good for me. Like, I loved it. But then I got to a point where I could feel that the professors or the lecturers who were teaching me were like my friends, right? They were going out with us, they were going to party with us, they would come and pick us up from our hostels to take us downtown if there is something going on. Okay. And then also, like, for the first time, I was studying in a class with people from other nationalities, right? There were Ecuadorians, there were Angolans, there were Nigerians, there were people from every aspect of life. So it did not make it boring for me. Like, there was always something to talk about, trying to understand other people's culture and other things. And also, there was some kind of freedom I had in class and in my surroundings that I did not have in Ghana. Like, I could express myself um to my professors, to tell them how exactly I'm feeling. I could express myself to my colleagues, to everybody. So it was like, these things made me feel like, if Russia, that is considered a socialist state, is this free, how much more will it be for me in a very westernized society like the US or Europe? So that was what really piqued my interest. And also, I had studied in Ghana my whole life. I was tired. I just needed a change. Right? I needed a change of environment. I needed a change of like perspectives. I needed to see something else. I needed to get more understanding of how the world acts on different levels on a different continent. And I must say, it's one of the main benefits of studying abroad is the exposure you get from everything. So even the masters in public administration I got here, it might not be comparable to what GIMPA offers in Ghana, just because of the exposure and the kind of project and the people I was in the class with. I was in the class with Americans, people from all around the world, and everybody came with different experiences on how public policies and public administrators work in their country. And so I had the opportunity to have the different experiences and different understanding from different people. So I think that was very important for me in coming here. And also, this is a bit personal. The time that I started working on mine, thankfully, my sister, who I'm very close to, and her kids, who are my nephews and nieces, very close to them, they also won the visa lottery and were coming to the US, right? So it was like, bingo. So like, it's just like a family moving here and all that. So it was, they were all very important. But I think Russia opened my world to different experiences, and that exposure made it so that I'll not be comfortable studying in Ghana again. Maybe I can come back as a professor and teach and give that exposure to people, but it wasn't going to be comfortable for me staying and studying in the same classroom again.
Okay, that's a nice one. So you mentioned change. So now we want to know, how has studying abroad, studying in Russia, studying in US has changed your life? And is it something you would advocate for us to also join you?
100%, every single day, every single time. So this is the thing. The people I went to study in Russia with, who were 12, I think now there is only 2 or 3 people back in Ghana. Everybody has traveled because we all saw the experience, and when we came back, everybody was like, I have to go back, right? And so it's not, and it's not the fanciness, it's not the pictures, it is just the exposure, the experience that it comes with. It's something like none other.
Kwasi, you see, my worry is sometimes we use the terms, but we don't go into details like
the specifics.
Experience, change. We want to know the experience. We want to know the change. You see, so that at least.
Oh, so you know the specifics, right? All right, so let me go into the specifics, right? So
there's no hypocrisy comes in. There's no. You see, when you take picture abroad, like you can see that.
No, you can
has some effects than when
you can even see your screen. Like look at your screen. See, so that one is one. The other thing is, see, is the system that supports us here, right? Right now, I'm not gonna boast. I'm just trying to like inspire others. I'm using a MacBook, right?
If you were to be in Ghana, you are not sure you could have afforded.
Exactly where I'm getting to. I'm using a
yes. These are the things we want to.
I have an AirPod Pro, right? I have the Meta AI glasses. All of these things I did not buy with street cash, and I'm not owing on any of them. It is the opportunity that it gives. I use Klarna to buy most of the things because I know that I don't have $200. Even if I have, I don't want to splash $200 out of my money immediately, but probably I can put $60 down and pay it and pay the rest over time without interest, right? And this alone is enough for me to be able to afford basic things, like basic necessities in life. And that is why I always tell my friends back home that it's not about even living a fancy life or a flashy life. It's just the basic things that we need as human beings. That's what you get here as an international student or as someone living in the US or living in Europe, okay? Being able to afford an apartment. I don't have money to pay 2 years in advance to live in Ghana, but I can have money, and with the basic stipends I'm having, I can have a decent 1-bedroom apartment in Bowling Green, rural Bowling Green. Very good. Internet is working. I can do my research at home. Light is 247.
24/7 economy.
Yes, 247 electricity. There are people advocating for me all the time. I have like it is the basic things that make us happy in life. I've always, since I was young, I've always wanted to own a PlayStation. I don't think I could have afforded that as a student back in Ghana. I was able to afford it here, right? Basic things, shoes, being able to send some money to my mom back home, even if it's $50, even if it's $100, it's enough for them. So it's not about the fancy things. I'm not driving a Tesla. I'm not driving a Mercedes. I have a simple Toyota Camry, but that is affordable. That is dependable enough for me that if I want to go and get groceries, I can use that. I'm not sitting in a I don't have to sit in a church with people's armpit and people disrespecting you and insulting you all the time. You understand? And that is not to say we don't miss. I miss Ghana a lot. I miss the vibes. I miss the vibes in the church and all those things. But it's the comfortability that it affords me here, right? Um, there are so many things we can go into. So many things, like even being able to fly consistently across the country for affordable prices, right? I used to tell my friends, one of the friends that I'm talking about who helped me come here, one is in New York. He's in the Bronx in New York, and he was the one who paid for my service fee. I've been to New York so many times by getting flight tickets as low as $45 on Spirit. I'm from Ghana.
45.
$45. I'm from Ghana. I've survived Trotro. I can survive Spirit.
So
I've used Spirit since I came here in 2022. Nothing bad has happened. Spirit and Frontier, and it's not. Apart from that, my school has a good deal with Enterprise rent a car. I can rent a car and drive to Maryland. I've rented cars for as low as $35 a day to go and visit my family in Maryland. So it is all the things that you are getting your money's worth. That is the most important thing. Any single money you are putting into the system, you get the money back in either straight cash or the value of things that you are getting. So yeah, it is crazy. And it's not to shade any country. It's not to shade my motherland. There are also things that Ghana offers that the US does not offer. The community and the social life in Ghana is not as compared. US cannot compare to that. But I always say that if all of us had what we are having in the US now, back in Ghana, we wouldn't have traveled. Like if I could afford an apartment, if I could afford all the things I have here in the US, there is no way I would have traveled to come and study here. It's just some minor differences. And so I would encourage anybody, if you really want to travel abroad, do it. If you want to study abroad, do it. It's just the exposure it gives you. Like you go back, change, your mentality will change. You see certain things that people used to do back home and be like, now we're okay.
That's an interesting one. So before Miss Hetty comes in, I think I have two more questions. Then I'll hand over to Miss Hetty. And I think this is a nice experience, and this is what I want. We have to let people understand reality, and I'm very happy you are also looking at the positive side of Ghana too. So the truth is very simple.
Yeah.
They make the system in such a way that living becomes comfortable. If you don't like this, then what do you like?
It's true. Like, see, we are not saying the US is all rosy and like good. Like, oh, buy now, there is money on the trees. Then you just start plucking. No, but simple, basic things that humans need to survive is available for you to get. All right. Like if I'm writing my thesis and I need information on the internet, it's not now I'm going to beg Telecel and MTN to make the internet good for me to do my research. All right. It is there. These are the basic things that I don't have to struggle with. To get water to cook or to bath, right? Basic food commodities. It's not too expensive for like a basic human being to get. Even if you don't have food, even if you don't have money to buy groceries, there is the free For those who know, they know, right? There is my community, Bowling Green, and this is one thing that we always joke with in around here, that for the small community of Bowling Green with the population of less than 50,000, more than half of it is the students. We have over 50 food pantries around. So if you don't take care, you might not spend a dime on groceries, because you can move from this pantry to go to that one, to go to that one. You can visit 10 pantries in a day and have 1 month's worth of food. I had a friend here, and I don't know if he's watching or not, but I don't think he ever spent a dime on groceries since he's
Because
been
you know, Fred and Hetty have not been telling us this. So
Oh, really? See,
they've been chopping and keeping it to themselves. You see life. Thank you for letting us know. Okay.
They have
God bless you.
even up to hygiene products for women,
Yeah.
pads and everything. You don't have to buy it, right? So all these things, you just need to know. You just need to know. For like Bowling Green, if you are smart enough, you not buy some of these things. Groceries, no. If you go to hospital, and now I have 3 friends who are expecting babies, they've not paid anything aside from Medicaid or insurance covering. There are also organizations here who are taking care of international students, paying everything for them. They go as low as giving you car seats for your baby before they come in, baby clothes and everything. And so there are a lot of resources. They are constantly trying to help people. Okay. And so that is the thing. Like,
Yeah,
it
because you
is
have
so easy.
mentioned free food, I know that Whiskey and Black, they are listening to us because of food. Tomorrow, I'm sure they'll go and get juju so that they'll get their visa approved.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So back to business. I think when you started the intro with Hetty, you were like, some schools you were supposed to write GRE and
GRE.
other stuff, transcript evaluation, and you were skipping all those things. What informed your decision? And do you think it's advisable for all of us to get the GRE? And do you think if you had written those ones, would it have, let's say, increase your chances of getting scholarship? So if you
Yeah,
can share
100%.
your experience with regards to that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I would not lie. Like, honestly, if I had a GRE and had evaluated my transcript, I would have gotten into more and better schools, even for my PhD. I still was hesitant on not writing it just because I was stubborn. But then, if you have the means to and you have the money, please do it.
And you
It's
have the
very
right mindset for math.
Yes, for maths, please do it. It is very important. Now there is currently like a fight going on. I wouldn't say a fight, but like an argument among some scholars about the importance of GRE, because I know there was a research that was done that proved that there is no positive relationship between GRE holders and their success in grad school. So a lot of grad schools are currently eliminating GRE requirements. It's just a few that are still requiring it. Some of them will say it's optional. All right. But then I think if you have it, in as much as they don't really require it, it gives you a little bit of an upper hand. All right, because now they've been having a lot of good applicants from all over the world. I was an assistant to my grad coordinator recently, and I was privy to some of the applications that come in and how they
Yeah.
evaluate it.
Because here we are interested. So if you can throw more light.
Yeah, so I was privy to some of the information and how they evaluate some of the applications that come in, right? So they have this scoring system they use, and that is where they start the funding from. So they can admit as many people as they want, but the funding now comes down to the scoring system. So you can miss out on funding based on just point one, 0.1 points. Okay, and so that is where the GRE can come in and save you. And per my experience and what I saw in that side, and don't take this as an expert advice, but what I saw, and then based on the conversations I've had with, because I even have a podcast. So one of our podcasts we invited the graduate admissions team, and what they said is some of the schools have what they call the holistic review process, and some of them don't do it. The holistic review process means that they consider every single document you submit, whether they ask for it or not, and make the grading based on that. But recommendation letters are very, very important in the application process. And then recommendation letters and statement of purpose, or what some people call the personal statement, those two are very important when you put out aside the how do you call it, GPA and those things. Those two things are what I realized were very important based on the comments and everything I saw.
So Kwesi, so let's be sure here. So
Yeah.
now let's take CV, SOP, recommendation letters, and then transcripts. When it comes to scholarship decision, which of these four carries weight?
If I should rank them, right, I'll start with recommendation letters.
Please, those of us listening, write them down. Kwesi has been able to be part of the committee that selects students when it comes to funding. So please don't just join. Write them down, learn, and try to apply this into your application process, and it's going to help you. Kwesi, let's go. One.
Yeah, I said I would rank them. Recommendation letters will come first. Statement of purpose or personal statements, transcripts, and then CV. The CV company, I don't know what you're using it for, but yeah. But those three things will come first.
I got first class 4.0, 4.5, 10.0. This, it also it is the third in ranking.
For me, yes. And based on what the conversations I have, because, and this is the reason, it's because they were not in the class with you. All right. And then grad school is more or less like a level field for everybody. Whether you had a 4.0 or 2.5, everybody is starting on a clean slate. What would distinguish you from the others is what you tell them and what other people say about you, because they are trying to work with you for the next 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. So it's not what you did on your academics that's going to have an effect on what you're going to do now. They want to see that you understand what the program is about. They want to see that you understand how working as a team member feels. They want to know that you have passion for the program you are trying to apply to. You have some knowledge and you are willing and open to learn. That's one thing that people usually forget, to add that they are willing and able and open to learning. You can say everything you have done. I've done this. I've worked in this lab. I've written 300. I have 300 publications. But if you think that you are not willing and open to learn because of that, then it's your loss. They are not going to care about that. So that is very important. From what I've seen, and that podcast, I think it's still there. Maybe I'll leave a link for people to go and listen to. It's very insightful. It was the Great Admissions Committee, the chair, and another member who came on, and it was yeah, I was shocked myself. I was really shocked, and I was told, well, after I got admitted, that I was placed first in the funding process. No, it wasn't because of my master's GPA, and it wasn't because of my CV. It was because of the recommendation letters. It wasn't even because of my personal statement. Because one of my recommenders was, he was the head
Top notch.
he was the head of the faculty association on campus. You get it? So it was like, this man he barely gives recommendation for people. So if he recommends this guy, of course, who are we to say no? You get it? So try as much as possible to speak to people who write recommendations for you, to not write generic ones. So, and it comes down to, starting early. Build good relationships with the people you are working with, your professors and stuff. I know sometimes getting recommendations from Ghanaian professors or lecturers it can be hard, can be very, very hard. But try as much as possible, even if they are willing to write one letter for you, try as much as possible to beg them to write something personal that people can look at and say, okay, this one knows. Because at this point, it's very easy to differentiate between a generic recommendation letter and a personable one. So please try and work on that. I can't stress that enough. Recommendation letters and personal statements, because not all the um, grad schools conduct interviews. So the only interview they can have with you is through your personal statement and the recommendation letters.
Wow. Miss Etty, I think this is educative and informative, right?
Very, 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 very educative and informative. And I mean, Kwesi is not kidding. Like some of these basic needs, most not even just the community, actually, some schools do. Because I know most schools actually have a pantry where students, both domestic and international students, can just book appointments, walk in there and pick the items that you need. So
Yeah.
if you're watching us today, you're welcome to the Steady Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect team. And today we have Kwesi Live here, who is dropping some nuggets and sharing his experience with us and just letting us know that if he has done it despite the hurdles in the way and he's here to share his experience, you can equally do the same as well. So I think
So, Miss Etty, so this is
yeah.
a quick one. Before you come in with your question, please we want to know if you are learning. Just give us a thumbs up in the comment section, and then let us know which country you are watching us from. Is very, very important for our record's sake.
Okay. So
And then those of us in US who got good recommendation letters, and because of that you receive full scholarship, please, if you are watching us, send your recommended something small so that they'll be motivated in such a way that when we also go to them, they will give us recommendation letter. We are pleading. Thank you. Vincent, to continue.
That's fine. So, I mean, I was going to ask you a question in terms of what made your application stand out and all, but I know you mentioned recommendation letter because of the um, experience or space that you have been given into to kind of have first-hand encounter with some of this information. So let's dwell a bit about your school and then we'll move into your PhD application. Was there like any specific websites that helped you? Or because your friend was in Bowling Green, you automatically said, you know what, if there's somebody there that has done it, let me go there. And I totally understand because even for me, I had a friend there, so I didn't look anywhere else. I just went straight to that place. So was that also your experience?
Yeah, that was my experience, honestly. And I think I've been asking a lot of people that I meet, like a lot of Ghanaian students, like, I saw somebody in a certain school in Boston. I had never heard of the name. I was going there for a program and I never thought I would see a Ghanaian student there. And I met her. I was like,
Mm,
how did you know about this school? Like, yeah, a friend was here and the friend said that it was a good school. So I think what most people do is by recommendation, like knowing somebody there. I think it makes life easier for you. But apart from that, simple Google searches can also work hard and work well for you. Because I know I got I found University of Minnesota Twin Cities through a Google search. I wanted schools that had that was having good masters with funding in public administration or public policy, and that's how I found University of Minnesota Twin Cities. So I would say first and foremost, it depends on the recommendation because there are some hidden secrets that are not online that you need someone with experience in the school to let you know. Because if I tell you that PhD in Bowling Green is not that fully funded as it is in other schools, you will not know. You will not believe. But you think because it's a PhD, you still pay some minor fee. I know one of my classmates is watching, so she knows, Ruth. But people don't know. And I know there is a friend who is applying right now. She thought it was fully funded, so she was coming on till I told her that, we pay health insurance by ourselves. So if you are willing to do that, then you can come. Right. So these things are not readily available on the school's website or on Google, unless there is somebody there who can share the experience with you. So in as much as you are using the online platforms and Google, if You can find somebody who, oh yeah, if you can find somebody there to share their experience with you, it's very, very, very important. Ruth Yeboah is also like, she's my classmate. She came from um, Grand Grand Rapids, Grand Valley State University also. And we had a conversation. I told her the truth about Bowling Green before she came. So it wasn't a surprise. So I think that's very important, trying to find somebody or like a Ghanaian community. Some of the grad coordinators are very cool and nice that they can link you to some Ghanaian students, or the international student services can do that so that you have conversations with people before you apply.
Okay, so now let's talk about your course of study. Okay, you came from political science and Russian background into
Yeah.
public administration, and now you're currently doing a PhD in media studies. Different. There's so much
So much going
details,
on.
like a whole lot of things. Like because I mean, we moved from your undergrad to your bachelor's, but I mean to your grad school before getting into your PhD. But if you could just like touch on how you were able to connect all of these things and then bring us to your PhD, then we can have the conversation around your PhD as well.
Yeah, so one the beauty about grad school is the fact that you are not limited to what you did in your undergrad. Okay, so you are free to move around and explore, and that is exactly what I did, to explore other places. I love political science. I love Russian. I still speak Russian a little bit, but I just wanted to explore something else because public administration was also something I wanted to do for my undergrad. But University of Ghana does did not have, like, I think, a major in public administration alone, or I just didn't get it. So after my Russian and political science, I was like, maybe there's a time to go there. And you know, I did it. It was nice, but I still wasn't feeling fulfilled, right? So what led me back into media and communication, or what led me into media and communication and not back to political science, was the fact that when I was still an undergrad in University of Ghana, I volunteered at Radio Universe, which is the campus radio station for the school, and I loved it more than anything. It was like the highlight of my stay in UG. So when I was now thinking about PhD, I mean, a PhD in public administration, they were there, but I just once again wanted to explore something else and see, because I wasn't. I mean, the MPA was fine, but I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't think I would have been fulfilled working in that field. So I decided to give the PhD in media and communication a try. And I think now, finally, I can say that I found my place. This is what I think I want to do. This is what I would be happy doing for the rest of my life if I'm to stay in there in academia or even in the industry. I think that is what I would love to do. And so it's also about, so some people I know, even I think Fred did 2 masters, right? You can do 2 or 3 masters just to explore and see which one is, because for me I felt that this was my only chance um to be in school and to carve my niche properly before I leave and go and work, because going to work and coming back after feeling unfulfilled is difficult, trying to get there. So I thought this was my chance and I took it, and I think now I'm in a space where I feel very comfortable doing research, talking about people. I feel very happy in my department. It's like, so I tell people, people see my life and think, is this boy really doing a PhD? Yes, I'm doing a PhD, but it's because I'm doing PhD in something I really love and I have passion for. So it doesn't look like I'm struggling. And that's how grassroots is supposed to be like. Don't go and take a course that you know you don't like and come and struggle, because the US can be very lonely. So doing something you don't love can worsen your anxiety and your depression, right? Doing something you love, at least when you are reading, because the US professors, they can give you a lot of things to read. So if you are reading things in a space or in a field you are not interested in, it's twice as hard as reading in a space that you are interested in. And that's why I find myself now, like right now, I see a research paper in media and communication and I'm interested in reading it. I I've never felt that way before. So I really advise people, the fact that you want to study abroad doesn't mean just taking any course. Make sure it's something that you really want to do. I mean, you can be like me and try to explore other spaces, but you may not have it just like I did. I came to Bowling Green, and one thing that lowered my anxiety in public administration was the fact that I had friends. All right. So every vacation, I would either go to Virginia or New York or Maryland to go and visit my sister or my friends. You might not have it as I did. So please make sure you are looking for something that you love. Yeah.
I
So,
see.
Miss Etty, just to chip in this. So, Kwesi, it's like you are the Abraham in the Bible. Oh.
Hey,
If you had
really?
not moved to US, no, so it is you wouldn't have received your blessing. Oh. Is that the case?
I think so. I think so. Honestly, I sometimes, right, when I'm talking to my friends or my family, I ask them or I ask myself, like, would I be living this life, or would I be comfortable having these things if I was in Ghana? I don't think so. I don't think, like, even being able to afford a MacBook back in Ghana, it would have been a struggle, bro. So everything I have now, it was due to the fact that I moved, and that is a fact. It might not be the same for everybody. There are some people who will be very successful in Ghana. They don't have to move an inch, just stay where they are, and they are going to be very successful. And there are some of us that we need to move. We need to change our environment. Okay, like even my face, I need to change my environment to change my skin color and to take nice pictures. You understand? There are people who take nice pictures in Ghana. They look very handsome. They look very nice. But some of us, our pictures in Ghana, if you compare it to our pictures now, nothing. Look, if I go and stand outside and take a picture right now, I'll be looking like an angel. Okay, now some people too will take the same picture in Ghana, so it depends. It depends on everybody, but I think that for me, traveling worked, and maybe Russia showed me that traveling can indeed work for me, and that is why I took. One of my friends is watching, Winifred. I think she's in the UK now. She said she's your cousin Hetty, Winifred Trinidad.
Yeah, she's my cousin.
Yeah, she can attest to the fact that when we're in Russia, that's what we're talking about. Like, hey, so if we had not come to Russia, we didn't know we're this nice, so we didn't know we had this nice color. Right. So it's one of the things. Sometimes traveling alone, like.
That's interesting. Oh, so now when you say that's true, because she's also not in Ghana, so it took her going to Russia to also travel outside of Ghana.
Oh yeah, that's the secret. I'm telling you. If she had not gone to Russia and taken those pictures, she wouldn't have known that.
It only makes sense. So, if you're joining us today, again, this is the Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect, and we've been having a conversation with Kwesi Live, and he also has a YouTube channel also called Kwesi Live. So you can go on there, watch his experience. I remember watching your video when you were traveling from Ghana to the US, because I
Oh,
think we're still in the 2022 mock session group chat, and you dropped the link and I watched it because it was very interesting. And as he's saying, there's so much difference. When you go there, you might think that is it the same person that I saw on Friends Live? Yes, that's the same.
yes.
So if you want to know more about Kwesi Live, you can go subscribe to his YouTube channel called Kwesi Live TV, and then you can also like reach out to him. He has his info over there, and then you can get to interact with him. So kind of like simmering down into the PhD and kind of wrapping up the conversations, and then we'll take some questions here and there and all of that. I just want to know, like, how was the transition period for you, like from grad school? Because I know you finished in May and then you went straight into PhD. Why didn't you opt to work before getting into the PhD? And what kind of was your drive to get into a PhD and even media studies as such? Because you came from a public administration background. And even before that, I like the fact that you said the US kind of gives that a opportunity to explore. So if you come with one master's, and you feel like this didn't satisfy whatever you want, so you were just learning chew poor pass and forget, and you want to get into another program, you have the opportunity to gain as many masters as you can get till you eventually find something that you feel very well settled with. So I just want to know, like, what inspired the transition into media studies? So for anybody watching who is coming from a background that they feel like they are boxed, even though you've touched on the fact that you came from political science in Russia and you got into public admin and now media studies. For someone watching you today, if the person also feels like I'm doing public admin, but I also want to branch into media studies, what do you think was the drive for you? And what would you say to somebody who wants to also walk in your footsteps?
Yeah, so I think the main drive for me was when I look back at my days at the University of Ghana, and I tried to find what made me happy when I was schooling there. Right, I try to look at my course, um, my friends, and what I did on campus. So I came down to the fact that most of my best moment was when I was a volunteer at Radio Universe. It was the highlight of my stay in on campus. Right. So looking back at that, I was like, you know what? I think this might be it. Like doing something in media and or communication might be the field for me. So applying for the PhD in media and communication, it was a little bit of a gamble because I was like, this is it. If this one does not work for me and if I don't feel fulfilled in this field, I may either have to go back to Ghana or go and work somewhere. Right. And so it was a tough decision for me to make until I got in, and for my first class, my introduction to media and communications class, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is exactly it. And so sometimes I think it takes a little bit of a reflection upon your past to try and realize this is what I really need to do. Sometimes there are different motivations why people take certain courses. And Hetty, you might know or you might not know this, but if you know Ghanaians living in the US, especially people with documents or like green cards and citizens, you might know that a lot of them like doing the nursing program. A lot of them, because it's very lucrative. Money, there is money over there. But I know some of them, and they are not as fulfilled or happy as they want to be. Right, so there can be that motivation of, oh, this career pays more, this career has a lot of benefits, and that for me, I wanted to choose a space where I can be happy, less depressed, and still make a living. And that is why I chose this. I mean, I'm not the smartest person on earth, but if I wanted to do computer science or venture into IT, I could have done it because that's where the money is right now, right? There was even I even had a conversation with the masters in sports management because I love sports, I love football a lot. But then it came down to this is what I think I can do for the rest of my life and not get bored. Anything about media, doing research. Right now, I'm writing a proposal on trying to do a research on um, how racism in Europe affects footballers. Like this is something that I see all the time, and like doing research and getting the insight behind it from an academic standpoint is very interesting to me. And so that is something very important. When you are doing that, please don't just choose a course because it gives you the funding, or because your friend is there, or because you think, oh, this course is cool. Like if I say that I'm doing masters in radiology, everybody will say that, hey, look, hey, radiology. No, you might not be you might not be happy over there. So I try to tell people, like, try to get into a field that you are very interested in. And also the transition from the masters to the PhD, as I said, I did not want to wait too long to get into that. Um, I don't want to get into the workforce and now have to come back and do a PhD if I wanted to. I felt like this is the time for me to get everything done and now explore. Because PhD is a very good degree or a very good thing to have, such that you are not limited to only academic jobs. You can go and work in the industry, and whenever you feel like you don't want to work in the industry anymore, you can come back and work in the academia, which is nice. So there is that flexibility, and working in academia is a chef's kiss, 100%. You have a 9 month contract, you have the summer to yourself, and that 9 month contract can take care of you the whole summer until you come back again in the fall and come and teach. Who doesn't like this one? Like I work August to
Kwesi is
May.
coaching for more PhD candidates.
Yes, do it. Like you work. Most of my professors, they work August to May. They have June, July, August again to go wherever they want. Some of my professors, one of my professors, pack into immediately the semester is over. Boom, he's in India, he's in the UK, he's in somewhere with his family, and that's what I want. Life is, I can't kill myself. I have to enjoy life. Hey, US, I can't be working at places where you have to come and you have to be borrowing time to put some things in your bank so that you can have more than 2 weeks leave. No, in academia you can have 3 months off, and I like that flexibility. So it was what pushed me. I worked a little bit after my masters for like 3 months within that period to try and gather money to.
Was
Because
it like an OPT or was it an internship?
Yeah, it was an OPT because because if I'm doing a PhD, I'll get another round of OPT. So why waste the master's fund? So I just did it, and I was able to work full time in the summer to gather money to move to a new apartment. And no, again, these are things that Ghana would never offer me, and it's not a shade to Ghana, please. Like I can work on campus to make some money.
You need to continue this. So if Kwesi Life had not traveled to US, continue.
He would have been a pauper. Oh no, I'm not saying I would have been poor, but the quality of life I'm living here is different. Bullshit. It doesn't mean that come and ask me for money. Don't come and beg me for money. But I mean, it's the quality of life. It's way different. Sometimes when you talk about it, right, people will think, so bro, but there is no way I can get 200,000 cedis to go and buy a car to live comfortably in Accra. I got a car here for how much? Accra, I bought it from a mechanic friend, 5,000, and I was paying small. It was just last month I finished paying. I bought it last year, February. Okay, and even if I didn't want to do that, I could have still bought it on loan, be paying it small. Some people talk about the interest and whatnot, but the comfortability the car gives me alone, right, is more than anything. Like if I feel bored in my town, Chicago is 4 hours away. I go to Chicago a lot. I can just drive anywhere. Like there are some simple things that life offers that makes life fulfilling and happy that this place gives me that Ghana can't give me. Ghana also gives you the community. That one I'll never lie. It gives you the community, like friends and everybody being around. But doing so and those petty things, it doesn't make life enjoyable.
That's true. So just to finally ask academic questions and then we move on to vibes and then we can take some questions.
Yeah.
For your PhD, did you automatically come with a full scholarship? Did you have to since you already came to Bowling Green, how's your transition process into the PhD program and then the funding and all?
Good question. I almost forgot this. So my PhD was also not rosy. My PhD admission, it wasn't rosy because I was very late to applying for the PhD in Bowling Green because at a point I was like, I'm done with Bowling Green. I want to go somewhere else. But I wanted to add it to my list just in case of anything. And I got admitted to other programs, but PhD was Bowling Green was like my vibe. But this is a problem. And one thing that I would advise people, if your school says that the priority deadline is December 1st, don't miss it. If you miss it, you are done. I missed that. The only thing that worked on my behalf, apart from the grace of God, of course, the grace of God is always very important. Another thing was that one recommendation I mentioned. So that one recommendation, because I submitted my application in March, which was like they had already sent the admissions and the funding to those who they were giving it to. So there was no funding for PhD anymore. So I was either supposed to pay and do it or don't come. So when it came, I was already working on my OPT at a certain place, and I got an email from the guided coordinator that, hey, can I speak to you on Zoom? I think there's a funding for you, blah blah blah. So I met her on Zoom, and she said, oh, luckily there's this funding that has become available. I don't know where they put it from, but me, I don't care. I'm here. So it comes down to that thing I'm talking about, the recommendation. Because for me, I don't think I was the only one who applied with a 4.0 GPA. There were quite a number of people who had 4.0 GPA from their masters. There were people who were coming from physics who had like good quantitative skills than I do, right? There were people who were coming from different like good places, and there were American citizens too, right? So what made me stand out? It was the recommendation, and that's the only thing I could say. So the recommendation then now gave me the funding, but for my program, the PhD, they send you the admission and the funding at the same time. So if your letter comes without funding, then you know that you did not get funding. You may probably have to wait or pray that something happens for them to give you the funding. So I got the funding later on, and then as I working around, started preparing to and come and start my program. So it was quite challenging. It was like 2 weeks of not hearing from them, and then all of a sudden I got that email. So it's not the same everywhere. I know some places they don't even admit you if they don't have funding. Ohio State is one of those schools for their PhDs. They don't have funding, they will not even admit you. They want every one of their PhD students to be fully funded. So it works differently. There are some places. So if you get your admission letter and it comes without funding, ask whether you are going to hear from them. If you are not going to hear from them and they say the funding is finished, start looking elsewhere. If you are lucky and you get a message, a call from them that you've been given funding, that's fine. But don't wait for them to do all that. Start looking for different options, and don't apply to just one school or two like I did.
Apply to as many as you can. So
Yeah.
what would you say, has been one of your best moments as an international student in the US, apart from background, getting all the pictures and how
The picture's crying. I'm tired. I'm not able to take it anymore.
what would you say has been your best experience so far?
My best experience. I think. Hmm, Once again, I'm not being materialistic, okay? Okay, but I think it is moment. It's not just a moment. It's being like a lifestyle. It's just being the change. The change in myself, my personality, my outlook, and my experience in life alone. It's been a massive one. And the second one would be the opportunities to travel to a lot of places. Is being very, very important for me. Oh, and one thing, take it on the low, Ghanaians or people watching from Ghana. I One of the hassle freest visas I've ever gotten was a 10-year Canadian visa, and it was because I was here. That visa, if I tell you that I did not put any effort in it, I was like doing one. I will just do one. I will log in and do one thing on a day, and then the following day or like a week later, I'll come back and I'll do another thing, and I still submitted it, and they still gave it to me only because I was in the US, right? And I got a chance to travel to Canada, and I still have that visa, which will expire somewhere 2030 or so. So that it's also a perk of living in the US. So because when I didn't even have money in my bank account. I just submitted my pay slip for my school. It's like, this is what I'm making for my school. If you give it to me, fine. If you don't give it to me, take your money. And they still give it to me. So I think it's one of the perks of, one of the best moments of living here. Like, it made me understand how sweet it is to have good passports and to be.
That's interesting. So for somebody watching you today who is also about to embark on their journey, what would you say there was something you wish you know now that you wish you had known when you're about to start your application process?
I think if I had known about the importance of some of the documents like recommendation letters and statement of purposes, I would have put in a lot more work in that, and I think I would have gotten more admissions than I did. Right. So I did not know. Me as a Ghanaian who has gone to school in Lincoln, we always think GP, GP, like academic GPA. Unfortunately, it's not the biggest one. And honestly, even though they don't require GRE now, I wish I had taken it because it doesn't spoil anything. It only boosts your records and stuff. IELTS and TOEFL, I know it's not very important for Ghanaian students who want to study in the US, so it's not something that I've ever been worried about. But GRE and recommendation letters and stuff like that, if I knew it, I would have put in more effort in trying to convince my professors, my lecturers back in Ghana to write something better than what they did. But it worked, so you can see.
So if you're watching us today, we have been having a very interesting conversation with Chrissy Live, who is a current PhD student at Bowling Green University. And honestly, it's been a very interesting one coming from a political science and Russian background into public
Yeah.
administration. And right now doing a PhD in media studies. It's a very inspiring story. All this to say that regardless of your background, don't feel limited or caged, but start that journey now because you don't know what is ahead of you. And just like Kwesi said, you need to be very particular about some information. So if you are now about to embark on your study abroad journey, just know that one of the major things you should invest in is your recommendation letter. I've been speaking with people and they keep saying, like, I want to do school by recommendation letter. I know it's hard, but find professors and be on their neck because you need it. They are good, or you need it. So as
Yeah.
much as possible, be on their neck, and also be very, very straightforward with your emails. Don't go and write, I have now applied for this number of schools and these are the schools. Be straight, be blunt, go straight to the point. That, and if you're also reaching out to especially graduate coordinators here, they have a lot on their table, same as our professors whom you are seeking recommendation letters from, and even employers. So be very direct, go straight to the point, and then ask your question exactly as it is. And don't be like beating about the bush and all of that. Just be direct and
Yeah.
ask your questions. So I don't know. I just want to ask one last question and then I'll hand over to Ben. Like, what do you miss most about Ghana? I know you're speaking about community, but
Yeah.
what do you miss about Ghana?
Ghana, I miss my mom. I really miss my mom. I miss the vibes. Honestly, even the music. I know I have Apple Music, but sometimes just walking around Kaneshi and seeing people dancing on the streets alone is like stress relief. You understand? Yeah, I came first. I went to the club. I said I'm going to dance, and like 2 a.m. they've closed. I was like, you people in Ghana,
What?
that's very
You're close at 7, no? What are you?
yes. I was like, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. you've closed and everybody's going home. I was like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that where I come from. So I think it's the vibes in Ghana that I miss the most, and the community. Like here, if you don't take care, you can easily be depressed because they live a very individualistic life. Um, my first apartment I lived in, 2 years I lived there. I never saw my next door neighbor ever. It can never happen in Ghana. So if you are, there's been so many issues or like so many incidents here where somebody has suffered like or even passed away in the apartment without nobody knowing because of the kind of lifestyle they live in. For that, I miss a lot about Ghana. Like you can never be sad in Ghana. You can't be depressed. That's why therapists don't get money in Ghana because we are our own therapists. But here it's quite different. So I really miss that. I really miss that about Ghana. I can't really talk about the food because I get some to eat here, so I wouldn't mention. I know it's a cliche thing, but the vibes in Ghana, it's nice. So if you find a Ghanaian community wherever you are, if you go to for those who are studying in Anna Maria College in Boston and the Worcester area, they
They
don't really miss Ghana.
are good.
Columbus,
Ohio,
Columbus people, they don't miss Ghana.
Yeah,
The New
good.
York people, they don't miss Ghana, but those of us far away, we always miss Ghana because it's a vibe.
Interesting. So I'll hand over to Ben if he has any questions, and then we can.
Yes, those of us far away, we always miss the vibe. I like the Jama or the Ghana Jama,
Oh
but
yeah.
unfortunately now we can't have access to it, which is very sad. Yeah, so that's an interesting one. So, Kwesi, now I'm attaching doctor to your name, Dr. Kwesi Live.
Hey, thank you. We are still
Dr.
going.
Kwesi Live, some of us are very sick, okay? Because our WESI results just came in. Some of us, we've gotten F9 throughout. Some of us, we have also attended visa interviews 4 times, 5 times, 8 times, and still not getting approval. Some
Yeah.
of us too, we've tried applications upon applications, no funding.
Yeah.
Dr. Kwesi Life, how can you heal us?
Hey,
But
healing.
please, before doctor comes in with the medicine to heal us, I want you to type your answer in the comment section. When it comes to getting scholarship, based on today's conversation, which requirement carries much weight? SOP, transcript, recommendation, or CV? So type your answer in the comment section, and remember, you qualify automatically to be part of the draw. And if you are being selected, you are likely to be mentored by the Freddy Fed team throughout the process. And since Kwasi is here, maybe Kwasi will be willing to handle our lucky winner for today. So please type your answer in the comment section, and automatically you qualify to be part of the draw. Kwasi, give us the medicine now.
Yeah, so one thing I've always told people who have contacted me, people who have gone through series of rejection with bad grades or just not getting it, I always say one thing: you only lose if you quit. You only
You
lose
only lose if
if you
you
quit.
quit. Nice
Yeah,
one.
because one rejection, okay, two, three. During my batch when we were coming, there was a guy who was on his 11th visa interview, 11th, until he got it. Right. There was a guy I went to my visa interview with. He had full fund. He was going to do actuarial science, and you know how hard actuarial science is. So to get a full funding in actuarial science is not easy. He was rejected 4 times, never quit. So you only lose if you quit. The only thing is not to repeat the same mistakes. Keep learning, just keep getting better. Join platforms like these, learn from people's experiences. Try anytime you get a rejection, don't I know it's easy to be very emotional about it, but after the emotions, calm down and try to revise what you are saying or what you've submitted and see where you went wrong. After my first rejection, right, I was so mad that anybody who asked me, I was like, that guy, he doesn't like Russians because he thought I've gone to Russia. That's why he has rejected me. I don't know what I'm going to do again. I think I'm going to quit. Until I sat down myself and like started reflecting on things, started replaying the whole interview in my head. All right. And I went to my DS 160 again. I was like, oh, so I actually put in that I did a course in a school in, I think, yeah, sorry, it was Czech Republic, but I didn't mention that when he asked me. So now I learned from that. And the next time I went, though it wasn't asked, I was prepared to share that when I went the next time. So you don't have to quit. Getting rejections is very normal. Even in this period, that's what my professors always tell me. Even our professors who are teaching us, they still get rejected from publications. They still get rejected from fundings like research fundings and everything. But they never quit because I mean, why quit? You just have to keep on going. There is nothing in this world that guarantees us um, straight out um, you know success on your first try. No, it may happen for some people. It may not happen for everybody. So when you go the first time and you lose, go again. Second time you lose, go again. third time you lose, go again. Unless you don't want it that much or that bad. If you really want it, never quit. And that has been my mantra every single time. Like if I was rejected for my PhD, I would have gone again. I am never quitting unless I say I don't want it anymore. But if I want it, I'm not quitting. I'm always going to go for it. So if you've been rejected once, if you're rejected twice, don't quit. I've seen so many stories and so many people. I have a large enough sample size to believe in what I'm saying, that don't quit. You only quit. You only lose when you quit, and that's it. Like never quit.
Interesting. You only lose when you quit. That's a nice one from Dr. Kwesi Life. Interesting. So please, if you want to ask Kwesi question, you can drop it on the comment box, or you can join us live on the studio, and you'll be allowed to ask Kwesi any question that you have. And then if you have not liked this live session, please do well to like it and then share. We are just pleading, just like and share, so that this session can reach a lot of people, so that they can also learn from Kwesi's experience. So just like and then share, comment, like, share, and comment, so that a lot of people can have access to it. Thank you for doing that. So Kwesi, let's pick some questions.
All right.
In the comment box, and then those who wants to join us live to connect. I hope you still have a bit of time for us.
Oh yeah, we can talk. What's what? 2:58. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me okay, let me see. Yeah, please, let's keep on liking the session. Okay, so we have one question here. It's just an addition. It says the SOP carries the value of what you are coming to their school to do. So it entails a lot. That is your basic. Okay, so that's a nice one from Carlos. This one too from Jafta. He says the most important document that carries a lot of weight is the recommendation letter and SOP. Interesting one. Thanks for sharing, Jafta. I have 3 years diploma and 2 years top-up degree. I want to evaluate my transcript. Can I add the 2 or 3 years diploma? Can I add the 2 or 3 years diploma? Is it enough for the evaluation?
Okay. Can I add the 2 or the 3 years diploma is enough for the evaluation? So I would say it depends on the school that you are going to. Okay. So for some of these specific questions, try as much as possible to ask them, the guided coordinator. But if you can afford it and do it, I always say, how do they say it? Too much meat, too much soup, not a spoil, but whatever.
Too much meat does not spoil the soup.
The soup, yes. So if you can add the 2 years to it, do it. One thing I know is that they never reject additional information, but they reject an application that has insufficient information.
Oh, okay.
So you can add more.
I think
never go below.
This is a nice take home. They don't reject enough or excess information, but they reject insufficient information. That's a nice one from Kwesi Life. We have to add your picture and put this quote under it.
2025.
Yeah, that's nice one. So please, if you can add your transcript or your transcript and evaluate them together, that's nice. This is what Kwesi is trying to say. This is from John. He said, I have a first degree in psychology and management without research. Can that offer me an opportunity to pursue masters?
100%. I had no publication when I applied for my PhD even, and I still don't have any publication. I'm still writing. So that's why I keep saying that in your SOP, show them that you are willing and open to learn, because the PhD and the masters is supposed to teach you how to do research. They don't admit people who are already made. That's not what they are looking for. They are looking for people they can train and call their own. So it is, yeah. For psychology, I know for some of the PhDs, they look for people who have some practice in it, especially clinical psychology. But for normal masters, you don't need a research experience for most cases. It may be a plus, but if you don't have it, be honest, and tell them like this is what you want to do, but you don't have any experience. That's why you're applying to the masters, and that's why they are there. That's why the masters program is there.
Okay, interesting. And then to add to, it's not all master's programs that are research based.
Oh yeah, my MPA wasn't research based. It was a professional course, so I didn't do any research.
Interesting. And this is from Dadieso Napus. Hey, some names here. Kwesi, what was your biggest motivation for pursuing your PhD in USA?
Biggest motivation. So after my masters, right, I told you some of my colleagues that I went to Russia with, some of them are in the UK. Winifred is in the UK, some are in Germany and stuff like that. So after talking to them, I was like, you know what? If I have to go to school again, I think I'll stay in the US and do my PhD, because I mean, life in Europe is good. It's okay, but I just felt that the language was also important to me. That we speak English here, it was important to me. I had family here. My best friends, my two friends who helped me come here, were also here. So it was more or less like it had become a second home for me. So I just wanted to stay around. Plus, any degree from the US, you know how it goes. Like it's top notch. So I just wanted that. And I'm not saying degrees from other schools. I know there are a lot of schools that are ranked higher than Bowling Green, but if I go back to Ghana right now and I say I did my master's or PhD in the USA, and there is somebody also applying.
This
applying.
reminds me one of our guests. He was bold to say that there is no stupid university in the United States.
Exactly. Just say you did your master's in rural West Virginia in the USA, and let someone who is coming from Makerere University in Uganda or Zambia bring this. And they'll choose the USA. So it's just the name, the brand.
Interesting. Kwasi, if someone wants to reach out to you, what is the means?
Oh yeah, you can reach out to me. I accept people. I accept everybody on LinkedIn, and I answer questions a lot. So my LinkedIn is John Aquafor, JOHN John. Is it John? Yeah, and Aquafor ACQUAFUL. On LinkedIn, and my email is J and then Aquafor my last name ACQUAFUL @gmail.com. I check my email every time. Like right now, I've been checking it. So if I see an email or if I see my LinkedIn, I'm going to open it. Yeah, someone Amos just typed it there. That's the correct one.
Oh, okay, interesting. And so you Black, next year you are going to USO. So you are now thinking about SOP. Ha. He's one of our dedicated fans. Every time he's with us throughout.
Wow.
Yes,
Big
I
ups,
think
big
today
ups.
Wizkid girlfriend came to visit him, so Wizkid is not active today. Yeah, but Black has been very supportive throughout this Study Abroad podcast. So Black is saying that, was there a YouTube channel you learn how to write statement of purpose?
Oh no, not statement of purpose.
Black wants to say that, show him how to write statement of purpose. You see how he's written the question.
Yeah. So I think that was one of my biggest regrets, not writing a good enough SOP for my master's. But for my PhD, I took my time. Like I took my time, gave it to so many different professors. And it's such that the professors here are so good that even one of the professors in the school I was applying to edited my SOP for me. So in writing an SOP, one and foremost, you write a little bit about your background. Your background doesn't mean that you go and tell them you have 7 kids, your family is this, you are first generation student or that. No. Your background should be relatable or should be related to what you want to do, your academics. All right. So your background, your school, where you're coming from, maybe your GPA, and then why you want to take the program. Then you go into detail about if it's, for example, for media and for PhD in media and communication, my area of research is on identity politics on social media and how it affects voter behavior. So I just said, in Ghana, I know there's a lot of identity politics where people who are MPP are always like, me as Santininti and I'm MPP ni, or people who are maybe Voltarians will say they are NDC because they are Voltarians. So I just explained this issue to them, and I said now it's being prevalent on social media, and so I want to evaluate and research how that kind of conversation shifting from traditional media to social media is affecting voter behavior in Ghana. All right. And then sometimes some of the program will require you to mention a specific professor in the department whose research you resonate with. So I just connected it to one or two professors there that these people's research is in line with what I want to do. And so I want them to mentor me. There are people that I would love to work with. And then you close it by praising them. Praise them, let them know that their program is good. And then what you can contribute as someone who is coming from this background, you can contribute that, and also that you're also open and willing to learn from your colleagues and the different professors over there. And I think that should be good. That's like a very quick rundown.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And I think most of the times, if you check the different university websites, you know that they give some criteria.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so you have to also pay attention to the criteria which the university has specified so that you don't really deviate. You see, so when you're able to read all these requirements, it can also help you to put together a very nice SOP. And this is from Michael Manfo. Um, I have BSc in Electrical and Electronic Engineering with CWA of 78.5%. Can I apply for PhD in Electrical Engineering with my BSc without master's degree?
Yeah, so that's one thing USA does better than other countries. You can apply straight from your BSc to a PhD. You just have to prove that you are willing to, and then you graduate with a joint master's and PhD. So just search for the schools. Make sure that they are a school that offers that kind of um, PhD, and you are good to go. I think I've seen a lot of people who came straight from the bachelor's, and all this information I didn't even know when I was applying to the university. I would have probably come straight to my PhD instead of doing the masters. But yeah, it is something that it's very acceptable. And your CWA, I don't know, but probably you may want to convert it to GPA when you're applying, and maybe do transcript evaluation so that they will understand the level. Because I've not seen any, I've not seen or heard of any school that uses CWA. So you may want to just convert that to GPA and then use that to apply. For if you're applying to a PhD, what you have to know is that PhD is research based. So you would have to have a research idea, a little bit of research experience, not like as an author or something, but if you've done some research design or research methods class, add it to your application. Let them know you have this kind of experience and you are also open and willing to learn, and you should be good.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So let's pick this one. Please, if you want to join us live, we have put the link in the comment section so you can click on it and join us live to ask any question that you have. So Black want to know, did you write SAT or IELTS when traveling to Russia?
No, I did not go and study like full time in Russia. I just went for an exchange program in Russian language. So I didn't need that. And I've not heard of anyone having to write SATs for Russia or IELTS. For anything, they want you to study their language. So they have 1 year preparation program that they can make you do and learn the Russian language before you start your studies over there. So for them, they are very, very relaxed. They are very low tuition fees, so it's not difficult to get admission into a Russian school if you have the right credentials. But SATs, I think, is for just the US schools or just a few, maybe US and some Canadian schools and maybe Australia or some other places. It doesn't transcend to Russia.
Okay, let's pick this one from Pete. Hello, please. I have gotten admission to Lewis University, August 2026, but my interview coming Thursday.
Will it
Will
affect
it
me?
affect me?
Um, so I'm not really privy to the current trend, but I know that you can go for your interview now, and if you qualify, they might not give you the visa stamp now. They would make you submit your passport when when you have 60 days to travel to the US, then they can give it to you. I don't think that has changed. I've not seen any policy that has changed that particular situation. So to the best of my knowledge, you should be good. I don't know if anyone has any idea that they've changed that kind of policies, but I think if you have your interview date, it's okay. You can go for it. If you are approved, then they can give you your visa when it's due.
Oh, okay. Fred, would you like to add to this? Okay, Fred.
He just have to prepare and go for the interview. I don't think there's a problem.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so this is from Akwasi A plus. Hey, Akwasi, are you not the member of parliament?
A plus,
A
you are
plus,
going to leave your constituents and go and travel abroad.
A plus, you are in parliament. You want to jackpot to Russia and be careful. Oh. He said that I'm also in Russia. Where should I go for my interview? I have PR, Ghana or Mongolia.
I think this one is Fred territory. Oh. I've not followed the thing for a while now.
But see, they thought you stayed in Russia for like 3 to 5 years. So.
It was just 9 months. So I think the US embassy in Russia has been closed down. So I don't think you can do your interview there. And you can't go to Mongolia because you don't have permanent residence over there. So you probably have to come back to Ghana to do it. Because the US embassy there, I'm not sure it's still open. I know some Russians who are still trying to enter the US and they are struggling with that. So probably coming back to Ghana to do that is the best. And don't be afraid about my story that they denied me because of Russia. It wasn't because of Russia. So you can come to Ghana and do that.
All right. It's been a great session. We really appreciate your time and the insight you've given us. The good thing is that we had over 1,500 people tuning in live. You know, like internet is a little bit expensive back home. So if you do a live session on social media and you have 1,500 people tuning in, this is only not even counting the number of people on TikTok and all that. So it means that there's a huge impact, you know, that your insight has brought to the podcast, and we really appreciate it. So if you tuned in today, remember we do this and every Saturday, exactly 5:30 GMT, and you tune in. We share lots of ideas. We invite people on so that they share their journey, their experience with you, so that it will help you with your study abroad process. We are wrapping up for today, and because what we normally do is that we have a draw, and then we select one person who the team is going to mentor to go through the process. So let's see who gets selected for today. And let's see. So we had a lot of people putting in their comment. If you've not done so, you can still like, share, and comment, and then you may be selected. All right. So let's see who gets selected for today. Okay. So ACL. This name there. So that means that is the name the person is probably using on social media. It's weird. But yeah, if your name is ACL, you have been selected for today, and all you need to do is to send us a direct message on Instagram, and then we'll take it from there. If you're just tuning in, the Fred Effect team has a collaboration with Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of ex-visa officers who will coach you, go through your DS 160, and help you prepare for your interview. They have been approving and denying people's visas when they used to work for the US government. Now they've retired and they are using their expertise to guide you through to go through your visa process. So if whether it's a non-immigrant visa or an immigrant visa, it will be important that you schedule a one-on-one meeting with the Argo Visa team. You can use the link I'm showing on the screen. So rb.gy/. KU76VB. If you type it into your web browser, it opens, and then that is the code for the Fred Effect team that you schedule a one-on-one with the Argo Visa team. All right. Any final words, Chrissy?
Yeah, so just like I said, you only lose if you quit. Never give up on your dream. It's a life-changing dream. It's a life-changing journey that you want to impact on. So never give up. Never give up on. If you've been rejected before, that's my word to you. Never give up. Just keep going, and your perseverance will pay off one day. When you land on the US soil, you understand what everyone is saying. The breeze, the exposure, the opportunities, everything, you would understand. You will forget about your struggles. Like sometimes I even forget about the fact that I was denied once, right? And so persevere, never give up. And no matter your situation, there is space for everybody. US has too many universities to say you can't fit in. There are thousands, if not thousands, of universities here in the US that you can fit in somewhere, definitely. And so, no matter the situation, no matter your background, just do the work, do the research, contact the Fred Effect team, and then let them help. You can definitely fit in. And maybe you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've not been really active there, but what I'm really active on now is the Graduate Student Podcast. So you can search it on Apple Music or Apple Podcast or Spotify. Graduate Student. Then that conversation I said we had with the graduate coordinators and admissions team is there. It's really, really important, and it's very impactful. So you can listen to that and know how your applications are evaluated behind closed doors. It was about an hour long. It was a very good and impactful one. So you can also check it out. And thank you very much, Fred, for giving me the platform to share my experience with people. You are seeing us today. We were not like this. We were having sleepless nights back in Ghana, trying as much as possible to also get to where we are now. And we are here now. And I'm telling you, if I had given up, I would still be in Ghana. I never give up. I also have friends who never gave up. 4, 5, 6 rejections, they still kept going, and they are here now. So never give up as well. Oh, I see my YouTube channel over there. Oh, those are the Russian days. Oh my goodness.
Fred, you're muted.
You're muted, oh Fred.
This happens to me a lot. Sometimes I will be talking to myself. I can record a whole video, and then I realize that the microphone was off. Anyway, so this is the YouTube channel of Kwesi Live. So you have to go to YouTube to search for KWESI, then you add live to it. All right, bro. Thank you so much for pulling up. We really appreciate your time and effort.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, see, we appreciate.
Awesome. So Ben, any final words? Then we can close it down today.
Yeah, I think the Kwesi story has just confirmed what I started from the beginning, that sometimes you don't have to worry about doing longitudinal studies like you did general arts, you want to enter to the social science and Sometimes that might not be your area of interest, and it will really demotivate you. And I think that is the same story of our guest today. for the fact that he was doing politics and Russian language, but as you're speaking now, he's into the media and communication, and he's even doing his PhD over there. So please, don't be limited with, so far as your current situation is concerned, especially if you want to study outside countries like US, UK, they have that opportunity where you can choose your area of interest, and it will allow you to learn and study with ease, like you study with passion, and it can help you to focus on your life and then know actually what you are doing with your life, and which is very, very important. And this is our problem. You know, sometimes we make wrong choices and it affects us too much in our life. So if you're able to move to these countries, they will help you to give meaning to your life, understand the life you are living, and you'll be able to make some right choices, which will really have a great impact so far as your future is concerned. So once again, we are so much grateful for all of you tuning in, over 1,500 viewers today, which is one of the greatest numbers we have ever had. So we thank you for your support. God willing, we shall meet next week.
Yeah, if you need help, just send us a message directly on Instagram, and then we'll be happy to respond to you. Also, you can use the link I'm sharing on the screen, which is selar.co/4GIW, to schedule a one-on-one session if you need help with your application. It's been a great session, and we appreciate everybody for joining, and definitely we'll see you next week. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a great session. Please be positive and know that everything will be fine. See you next week.